Why is it saying I'm having trouble? Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. I decided to do this publicly because I don't want to do this in members. I am late. Sorry. It says my internet's having trouble, but it seems to be fine. Everybody fine on your end? Let me know if we need to restart right off the bat. That will be a bitch. Sorry, I was late. I wasn't even going to come on this freaking internet today, but here we are. Shaking your shame finger, damn it. Do I need to go to timeout?
Right.
Love your face too. Go to sleep. Call me sometime, Mel. Everybody good? Okay. Y'all good? All right, let's play this intro and let's get going. I promise you, this will not be another 9-hour stream. That shit's kicking my ass. How are you guys today? How's everybody doing? What y'all up to? How's your Thursday going? You guys doing good? Hold on. Let me get this set up over here. I had to make sure. Sorry. I had to make sure the other app was set up correctly because now it's a little bit different. Y'all doing good? Have a good day? Yes, we are live this evening. I was only going to do YouTube, but then I was like, a lot of you like it over there. So I figured fire in the hole. Rubber, thank you so much for being a member for 12 months. And Pointer Lover, thank you so much for being a member for 14 months. It's windy outside, so we're sitting inside right now. I'm sitting on the couch by Kyle. He's playing his video game. Keeping myself from needing bail money. Oh, no. Oh, no. What are you playing? This isn't Vroom Vroom. Oh, God. He's flying a helicopter over an island. This is scary. Is this like flight simulation?
No.
Are you going to become a pilot after this?
No. Maybe.
I know somebody that can make you a fake pilot license. Her name's Bullhorn Betty.
I would like to get my helicopter license.
Oh, God, no.
Why?
No.
It's right down the street.
What up, my bitch, Jasmine? SS say what? He's an island boy. I think it looks like Bang Energy Drink and Xbox had a love child that grew up to be a clown. Who are you talking about? SS? Who are you talking about? I probably don't want to know. You guys being haved today? Probably not. Probably not. A small plane crashed into. Yeah. The little airplane that crashed in Phoenix. I was watching that. I was like, well, that's crazy shit. That's absolutely crazy. You're off till Wednesday. Awesome. That's great. Hey, Beth. Hey, everybody coming in. Really crappy day. I'm sorry to hear that stuff. Oh, he's talking about kick. Yeah, it's too much and overstimulating for a lot of people. Some people like it, but some people prefer this, which this will always be my home. I don't know how much I'll do over there. We'll see. it's not my, like, I'm not a gamer. So I think that platform confuses me because of that some. I need to check out where I really need to shoot stuff to is Facebook, because I do have a page on Facebook and I don't use it, which is stupid of myself. But yeah, Coco, it's a lot. It's very overwhelming for a lot of people, but that's awesome, Duchess. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Crimson. Hey, Aunt Maddie. Thank you. Hey, Always Groovy. Kick won't let you make an account. You like Kick in Twitch? I've never done anything. I've never even been on Twitch. Behave, is that an option? Well, sometimes, I guess. You guys want a fucking... Oh, by the way, my thumbnail, I did not write that, so do not blame me. Do not come for me over the thumbnail. You'll see where that comes from. Rubber. Am I good to go? All I need is a yes or no. But I want to pull this up. I'm not going to continue to explain myself about why I'm doing this or what I'm doing this for or anything like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. For me, these people, when they are all like that, yeah, I'm going to have issues. But I found something interesting in my little wandering around today. And let me grab it right quick, because this shit cracks me up. So if you want to put blame on anyone for why this is addressed. Oh, a couple things. For anybody, there's been a couple things emailed to me. Somebody said, how dare I got a pretty nasty email from somebody that said, how dare I help BJ? Let me be very clear. The live streams that BJ doesn't have are restreamed on multiple platforms. These videos exist outside of me. My copy is from other sources. So be very clear that when you are trying to put blame on me for showing her these videos, this was directly addressed to BJ by Julie and told which she was using, what she was doing. And these are restreamed in many different places. So whoever is going around saying that I'm connected to BJ, I mean, do your best. You look stupid and foolish, but I would never help BJ. These are all over the platforms. Everybody restreams her stuff. I'm not the only one that has copies of these. That's asinine to even think so. And Julie told her exactly what she was using all throughout. So do what you wish with that, but that's never going to be the case. That's not why I'm doing this. But I'm going to give you a quick example of one of the things that's really interesting to me. That people, it's none of my business. Well, obviously it is my business. It got brought to the internet, so therefore I can publicly commentate on anything I want. Marlene, thank you so much for, I think you just renewed. Thank you, Marlene. Welcome to the cabana, or welcome back to the cabana. But I'm going to start here, because for anybody saying I don't have any business speaking on this, you should have probably told Julie to keep my name out of your mouth, or out of her mouth, first and foremost. To begin with, because this was pretty fucking ridiculous. So let's start here. Read the writing on the wall 6 days ago.
There are a ton of people I listen to. I shouldn't say that. Like, I don't care. It's not like I make my decisions. No, I don't listen to anybody. I listen to a lot of people. Great Pearl. I've been chatting late. Cut right up. You don't have to. You can just cut right here. And I agree. There's a lot of hurt and disappointment in these streets. I appreciate you. So listen to this, Great Pearl, because you've been following it. I'm going to get to when I called a situation and how to handle it, or I thought it could be handled, but it wasn't up to me to handle it this way. I just proposed the idea. I didn't even offer to help fund it.
I'm muted. I'm off to a great start tonight. I'm muted. But what she is discussing right there is when she went to other creators and offered to help fund creators getting an attorney to attempt a preemptive attack on Britney and try to get her channel removed. When Britney had sent the C&Ds out, Julie had went to certain creators and offered her assistance or financial support and wanted to help get an attorney to take care of this. That's what she's referencing in that portion of the video.
Help assist in funding it. And frankly, it could have saved a lot of hurt, including hurt to me, including hurt to other creators.
No, not you.
But I was criticized severely on these streets at that time.
Thank you, F, by the way.
And I think I was reading the writing on the wall. Hi, the Black Widow. YouTube is the new asylum of modern society. Yeah, I'm so disappointed. Yeah. So it's, where does this phrase, reading the writing on the wall, come from?
I don't know.
Originally?
Tell us. Educate us, old wise one.
It's from the story of Daniel. You think of Daniel in the lion's den. Yes, Daniel was in the lion's den. But before he was in the lion's den, he and his 3 friends were recruited. Like I was recruited to be a rabbi, even though I had no interest in being a rabbi.
Okay, so she's telling this story. I'm going to skip to the part where it's interesting, but she gives this whole entire story. If you want, the title of this is Read the Writing on the Wall.
Ahead, who could understand and think ahead, what's going to happen? How is this going to play out?
Here,
right?
Let me back this up.
Luxury and all kinds of mess. I think that was pretty easy to interpret. And the king was having dreams about the demise of his kingdom.
Right.
And Daniel interpreted and said, yes, you know, your kingdom is coming to an end. It will be defeated. You will, and this is the interpretation. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason he got thrown into the lion's den, because the king didn't. I don't know. I don't remember. I can't remember why he got thrown into the lion's den. Somehow he ended up in lion's den. Maybe the king didn't like his interpretations.
That's right, Lindsay.
But he was looked to as a person, Daniel was, as a person who had foresight, who could see steps ahead, who could understand and think ahead. What's going to happen? How is this going to play out? Right? Maybe God was speaking to him, or maybe he was just using his God-given talents, trusting his instincts, and looking around, paying attention, seeing how people act, seeing what motivates people and how they might react to different situations. What's their next step going to be? Speaking
of next steps and paying attention to how people move. So yesterday, while I was live doing that live stream, Julie did a short. If you haven't seen it, it is probably one of the most disgusting things that directly to me during this whole process of me reviewing her, has attempted. So while I'm live, she does this.
I'm asking for a little decency here. Nobody should use videos of Spencer in order to prove some point about me, regardless how you feel about me. Videos of Spencer should be off limit. I've never done it to anybody else.
So there was no discussion about that whatsoever, not one bit. And you can see by the comment on the screen here, she just heard from people that nonsense was live about me again. Julie stopped the bullshit and said she was going to be going over something, paraphrasing, about me exploiting Spencer. No, that's a complete bullshit fabrication that she tried to put on me. And Julie, that's kind of a pattern of behavior, isn't it? Because on May 5th, 2025, if I recall, you were one of the featured creators in a live stream that Burnt Toast had done, holding your feet to the fire. And instead of you handling the criticism, you decided to turn around and accuse Burnt Toast of showing photos of your children. Now, that will be a whole other situation for another day that we will go into, but patterns of behavior and paying attention to how people work, that never happened. So instead of taking the criticism and being honest about what was said, you fabricated and once again weaponized your children to make false allegations against your creator. And you wonder why we are here. And here we are again. You did it as soon as I went live. You started this bullshit yesterday when that wasn't even close to being mentioned nor discussed. In fact, I will once again ask the chat, please do not mention either of any of her children's name. This is never going to be about them. I keep everything to YouTube. I don't go real life. I don't need to know anything about their personal life. Don't care to. I'm not like you, Julie. I have boundaries, boundaries, something you don't seem to have. But we'll get into more of that later. Patterns of behavior, watching how people behave. But this right here, my friends, made me giggle.
And how can you stay ahead of it? And I'm telling you guys this because back when Jay, Every Day with Jay for Justice, was pretending to be my friend. And
okay, be prepared to pick your mouth up off the floor.
There were other people pretending to be my friend, like nonsense. For that time period, all of a sudden she was fine with me. Now
come again. Can anybody tell me when the fuck I ever pretended to be Julie's friend? Because that about dumbfounded me. Where the fuck did Julie ever get that? Where? Who? 6 days ago, she said this shit. 6 days ago. So when you're complaining about nonsense, doing a history lesson on Julie, well, it's called community fucking awareness. And it's called weaponization of our court system will not be normalized. I don't give a shit if it's somebody I dislike. I don't give a shit. I'm never going to be okay with type of shit like this because it actually hurts and diminishes victims. That's why we are here. Julie's own behavior. BJ is fucking a low cow of low cows. There is no question about that. But they are more alike than they are different. And I can prove that every fucking time I turn this app on.
back when Jay, Every Day with Jay for Justice, was pretending to be my friend. And
right, Jasmine?
There were other people pretending to be my friend. Like nonsense. For that time.
I'm glad you even laughed at your own joke there because it was a fucking joke. Just because I ignore you in chats and can respect the creator that I'm in a chat of, something that people can't figure out. There's never been a like of you. There's never been a friendship. In fact, the only time you've emailed me was to tattle on my mods because they weren't being kind to you. And you were trying to get attention and were going live and wanted me to redirect to you. And I told my mods at that time, hell would freeze over before I ever fucking promoted you. Because you're reckless and it's never changed. In fact, it's only escalated. So before we get to Julie talking about court and the proceedings in court, which we only got a little section of it, but a little section that's pretty interesting to hear. She did it in her members only, but she even asked, you'll hear, she wants this information out. But I'm going to do something else that I found before we get there. But I got a good laugh about this.
Time period, all of a sudden she was fine with me. Now she's not fine with me. She wasn't fine with me. And then that time period, she was fine with me. And then she wasn't fine with me. And she's made it very clear she's not fine with me now.
I've never been okay with you. I've never been okay with your behavior. I've never been okay with what you've done to parents of a missing child. I've never been okay with any of your behavior. Just because I respect other people does not mean that has ever been extended to you. I have a very good way of ignoring people. And it will be happening to more and more.
But back then, but in that interim period, she was fine with me, despite her.
You can go back and find like 15 videos in the last 2-3 months since her fallout with Jay that she does the same performative bullshit about me.
Revisionist history.
Speaking of revisionist history, we'll detail correct history based on your own words.
Okay. Sorry for that little dig.
That was a dig. Let me hand you a shovel next time because I think you're going to need it. Let's take a glimpse here for a moment. Yesterday, in that fucking 9-hour torture session, because that's pretty much what it was, Julie detailed in the video, the second video that we watched, her 4 police reports and her prosecutor. Let me tell you the name of that one. Give me 1 second to find it. Julie detailed extensively 4 police reports and a prosecutor notice. She detailed extensively what she is using in these court proceedings. But what I found interesting was when I went back to the actual date of, hold on. Kick decided to talk to me at the same time. I went back. Okay, I think I got it muted. This is December 11th, 2025. So one of those police reports that she detailed that we listened to was regarding December 10th. Now, I want you to hear what Julie states in this one. This is December 11th, so the day after supposed threats were one of the sets of threats. So I just want to show the level of manipulation that we are at.
Whoa.
This is called Shirley Craig is Not Threatening a Woman. Now, this is on the heels of Julie also doing a copyright strike, which we'll be getting into in another stream. I don't have enough time to put everything together. I could do 15-hour streams every fucking day to try and catch up with the amount of fuckery that's gone on with this one in particular. And it would never be enough. Like, there is so much. And she's put it out here publicly. She has told them, directed them to exactly what she was using, exactly what claims she was using when she was filing police reports. She's said and done all of the things. Every single thing she told Britney and Craig. So be mad at the source, which is Julie Skolnick, if you think anybody's been helping BJ and Craig with this. But this needs to be paid attention to.
Sorry.
So this would be the morning after she had these, what she considers threats.
So you don't see my boxes over here. Still unpacking. Still unpacking. Hi, Green IPI. Hi, Faces of America.
Oh,
Can gauge things a little bit by Britney's reactions to things, you know.
does this look like somebody petrified and scared?
And
This would also be one of the days that she claims she filed a police report, the second police report. So the first one she claims she filed was December 4th in regards, or December 5th in regards to the December 4th video. The second one would be in regards to the December 10th, which is, this is December 11th. And she said every time she filed the report the following day, she didn't wait. And we heard that last night. Again, you can go look at that video yourself on Julie's page. 4 police reports and a prosecutor notice. She details every single thing, what she is doing, how she is doing it, and what she is using. So this is the day she supposedly filed this police report. But this is how she starts her live stream out. Another thing, the third report is supposedly in regards to the video. She continues to say it's a video. There's a screenshot by War Damn Eagle that Britney shows in her December 26th video. But that's an interesting debacle too when you go back and look at it. But she filed one then, and then she filed her 4th and what we understand as her final police report in regards to when BJ, I think it was February 3rd or 4th, when BJ said publicly that she would like Al's information to contact him. Those are the 4 that she has detailed. Back to this.
And I think this is the one of the cases. It did sound that way, right? So
I'll speed it up in a minute. So
before I get to the part about Craig, what he said last night, let me say something about what Britney said last night. Britney
said, of course, Brittany doesn't say anything. So Brittany reads into somebody's post, right? And reads somebody else's post who says things and makes points about me, right? Because Brittany's best comeback.
And here's the thing. I know there are people in here that are on the fence. They admit that they have such a dislike of BJ that they don't really care what Julie's doing. I don't expect you to. But for me, my platform has always been and will always be about the facts of what we are dealing with here. And unfortunately, the facts come from her mouth, whether they're factual or not, whether she's lying, whether BJ's lying, we don't know ultimately. And right now, it's going to be up to a court. But nothing I say or do is going to affect the outcome of their court. And I remind you once again, if you are screaming and hollering at me to tell me that Julie has all this evidence and the DA has approved this, then scream out the other side of your mouth that what I am doing isn't affecting anything because she's solid, right? So if she's so solid as you claim, then the facts should be on her side and we should be able to easily see exactly what she's saying and say, yep, that's a direct threat to her. There should be no question about that. But watching people run around and scream, don't do this now. Why just now? You know why just now? Because it just got brought up publicly and something finally on the docket. With the RO on Craig, there was no valid information surrounding that outside of what each party were saying. Now we have a court docket. Now we have something that we can actually look at and say, here we are. I'm going to treat this just like I treat anything else. We're going to walk it back, see what has been said publicly, and here we go. It is what it is.
For anything is bro. Bro, right? I don't think she's thinking clear-headed lately. And thank you for the hearts. You're so nice. So glad I'm live too. Oh, me too. I did happen to have to text Cluminati today, who said that Cletus was sleeping and he had made it through surgery and stuff like that, but I haven't heard any updates.
Sorry,
so,
same.
But I'm sure it's not comfortable. But his strong guy. And just hope she gets some lots of smoothies to drink, you know, with your gums being sore. So last night, Britney said, Britney read two other content creators' posts or videos.
Okay, so remember, this is her live stream detailing these supposed threats, but I'm going to speed her up. We'll slow her down when appropriate. But I want you to pay attention to the mannerisms, the grin, everything.
About me. This is Britney's typical MO, where she creates 1 degree of separation from anything bad or threats being made against a person by saying, I didn't say it. I'm just reading.
Amy, that's a valid point. Thank you for saying that. I haven't thought about it that in-depthly when people are saying that. There has been some nasty emails of they think I'm handing BJ the stuff. They don't know me if they think that's going to happen. BJ can access these videos, even though she deleted them, because people restream her on multiple platforms. I would never help her. That's just not, I'm loyal to myself first and foremost before anything else. And I don't give a fuck about her and Julie's shit. They're both the same. What I care about is our court systems and lying to create this type of situation. That's what I give a fuck about.
This other person's post or playing this other person's video. But I agree with them. She does agree with them and she thanks them for it. Now, is it because she's very clever in creating a degree of separation between herself and, you know, defamatory things or whatever it is, whatever the case may be? Yes, I think Britney is very manipulative and cunning, in my opinion. I also think I don't find her to be particularly.
And please do not mention any of her family members' names to add to what Lauren said. Please do not mention them. I'm not like them. Like I said, I don't want that here. I appreciate you guys recognizing that, but she's looking for anything like that. And I'm not going to give it to her.
Insightful or bright intellectually, though. Oh, sorry if that hurts your feelings, Brittany. It's my opinion. And I don't think that, she's able to kind of do the analysis and come to, some interesting conclusions, whether they be true or not. Yeah, me too. Faces of America. I'm glad Cletus is the clean hands thing. She's still responsible. Of course she is. Every creator is responsible for what they allow on their on their live streams, the people they allow up, the people they give access to be heard on their microphone, like Craig. Ultimately, the creator is responsible for their channel. Things that are said in chat and allowed to remain, or certain types of comments to be allowed to remain over and over, or comments that they pin to their screen and read out. Hi, postcards.
Knowledgeable idiot. I don't know if you're referencing me having time. The facts matter to me. I'll take all the time in the world to walk this back appropriately, because I think truthfulness, especially when court systems are being used, and this has become the sue fucking everybody and anybody over hurt Fifi's community, is becoming a dangerous norm that I'm not going to look away from. I don't know if you're talking about her or me, but that's where I stand on it. I'll make the fucking time.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, twins from Michigan. But she said about me doing a copyright strike. She talked about the copyright strike, and she's reading somebody else's posts and saying, or videos or whatever, saying, Julie proved. She was trying to make a point like 10 times, but Craig kept interrupting her with
Right? No, you're good. You're good.
Insults. And
I wasn't sure. I've gotten so many freaking weird messages, knowledgeable idiot. But for me, like, I'll make the time because people deserve honesty and what they're supporting. And like I said, they both walk themselves to pasture and have been grazing for a long time.
harassing comments and bullying comments about me. She kept being interrupted every time she tried to make the point. So she kept having to stop and repeat herself and mute and tell Craig to be quiet. But the point that she was trying to make is Julie, it wasn't her point. It was somebody else's point that Britney was reading. But agreeing with, saying, Julie is so dumb doing that live stream yesterday because she proved that she did a copyright strike for malicious intent.
I don't know. This bothers me. I don't know. Tell me how you feel openly. Like, you guys can say that she looks like she's in fear. I would like to know what you think. Honestly think, because these are just things that I'm noticing that just don't sit well with me.
Interesting. Let's see how that would hold up. Let's try to think about that for a second. Okay. Let's take, for example, the case of Lolly threatening to call Child or Adult Protective Services on Spencer and my husband if I should say her name, Lolly. Then, if you say my name, if you continue to say my name, I will call Adult Protective or Child Protective Services on your profoundly autistic son and your husband.
Yeah.
And she had already said defamatory things with malicious intent. She disseminated the audio. She told people to email her.
That's one of my questions. Why didn't she file charges on Lolly or Wardam Eagle? Why has that never been a thing?
She said, I
think she's going to explain some of that.
Fact, not as an opinion. It is straight up child abuse, and that Al and I should bring Spencer to drop him off with people who can actually take care of him. But
I'm going to get rid of that. I won't.
Then turns around and says, if you say my name, then I will actually call. So that was a way to kind of control my behavior through.
F you. I think this video is going to tell us a lot about intent. And I agree with you. She goes over the top with other people, but then when called to the carpet on her intentional manipulation and lies, she instantly throws her young men in front of her. It's no different than what BJ does. And that probably is the hardest thing I'm having to wrap my brain around. She does it even worse than BJ with weaponizing the kids. And I didn't know that. I knew it was bad, but I've always kind of avoided that because I felt so uncomfortable about how she does talk about that situation in the midst of all of those things. So that's something I've learned more and more of over the last couple of days, and it's mind-blowing to me, and I'm struggling with it because the people that she attacks seem to always be parents of autism, kids with autism. And she uses this posture of, I'm a better advocate, I know everything, you're doing this, but then as soon as she gets it back, it's grimy, and I can't even articulate fully my thoughts on it because it's so fucked up.
A threat of harm to my family based on a lie, right? That shows malicious intent.
That's concerning to me too. We know she has stated herself some of the people that were helping her gather things, but that's what's concerning, is who was encouraging this, who was helping her.
Means you don't really care about Spencer's safety or
Agreed, SS.
Spencer at all. You're only going to call if I say your name.
I agree. Hey, so
again, right? So that's like malicious intent.
Dr. Snowflakes, in regards to that, sorry, I have so much to say. Always. That's why we have 9-hour live streams. But the whole incident of just that gas station over $5 was another mind-fucking situation to me. I'm like, $5 and you went to the police station? I mean, I know $5 is a lot of money to some people, but she doesn't act like that. It was pure Karen. And I hate saying Karen because it's not, no offense to anybody with the name of Karen, but that was one of the craziest thing. And then there's also videos of her talking about going to court for a car accident that she's been in. And she says a lot. There is a lot in all of these streams. Oh, holy shit. The gas station explanation and story she told about leaving the gas station because the guy took $5 from her and didn't give it back to her. And she drove right to the police station. And then she was pissed at the police because they said, go ask for your $5 back. And she's like, so you want me to go confront somebody who has harmed me? Like, everything is just over the fucking top. It's wild. It's wild. She is wild.
I filed a copyright strike on you, Britney, which, pay attention, Britney, I intend to follow through on, meaning go to court on it with you. I heard Queen say today, there's no sense in filing copyright strikes if you don't intend to go to court. I agree. That's why I filed a copyright strike, because I intend to go to court. Because I knew it was not free and fair use.
I get to say, luckily, SS, I am one that they don't like, and that group has stayed away from. Marked safe from the crazy fucking people because I don't fuck with people.
I know a lot of what Britney does is not free and fair use. But this time, it was me that in my video that I put a lot of time, energy, and effort on a subject that I care deeply about, that she was not using free and fair use on.
She is.
And she's reading out these this whatever post saying that Julie proved, because she was so happy about striking me, that it was malicious intent, right?
Look at that grin. Look at how giddy she is.
Nope, that's not what it is. Nobody files a copyright strike, Britney, because they want to be your best friend. Anybody who files a copyright strike, I imagine, is pretty damn pissed off that you use their material without using fair use.
I don't know if you guys have seen the video where she details why she struck BJ and what she wrote. She did a 9-part fucking bulletin, 9 bulletin points in her copyright claim. It is the most it's just the most atrocious fucking waste of I don't even whatever. I'm speeding her back up. I'll slow her down in a minute. I have
As was
no
I.
words.
Right? Because I'm pissed that you used my video and played it, allowed your chat to make
None.
harassing comments about me throughout, didn't talk about the video's subject, paused and talked about subjects having nothing to do with my video, like what you're going to make for dinner, and somebody or you thinking that Nonsense's husband is selling t-shirts with Mabel on it that you want a cut of, or you reading out Chronicles of the Shady's nasty comments about me, about calling Adult Protective Services on me.
Kyle just goes, huh? What? Somebody had gaslit BJ in a chat one night to say something about somebody was selling merch with her cat's name on it, and somehow you got mentioned, and she was like, I want my cut. We were all like, what the fuck? When did Kyle do this? Because we have no idea. Yeah, that's what she is referencing. December 11th, 2025. So this would be the day after. So December 10th is one of her evidentiary videos that she is using to get these orders and charges potentially done. Would be December 10th. This is the second police report she filed on. This is the day after. So this is the day she supposedly filed the police report on the video from December 10th.
Me to get me off of YouTube, which I think is possibly a reference to the lolly thing. Pretty malicious and nasty, which you supported. And
why?
You're reading it out. And you're saying Julie was so stupid because she shows it's malicious intent. No, that's not how it works, Brittany. You know, I know you can't follow this, and I know you think that War Damn Eagle.
Why can't I have cow print chicken nugget? Is because there's more cows that are in the pasture mooing. My toes match too.
And Chronicles of the Shady are smart people. They are not. They are not smart people. I hate to break it to you. They have both involved themselves and allied themselves and act as conduits for information with people who have serious criminal records, you know, like Nick the Hat and such. It's freezing outside, by the way. I'm like the second time with my hat, and I went outside. Maybe I'll show you outside the house.
Knowledgeable idiot. She was so problematic on TikTok that she has an entire Reddit thread dedicated to her because of her problematic behavior on TikTok. She potentially has more people blocked on TikTok than she even does have subbed on TikTok at this point, and she's got like 70,000+ subs. It is ridiculous. Duchess, by the way, you kind of fucked me up with that jazzercise, chroma because I'm going to break a sweat doing that, but I got my cow outfit ready, my leg warmers. Let's get physical, but you made it like it's intense. Like that's going to be an intense workout song. So you've previewed it. I'm not going to even give anybody the reach and breathe, reach, breathe, reach, breathe. It's too fast. I'm going to be on the floor passed out.
Well, I'm decorating.
We're going to do it
before I started.
Oh, you're good.
Anyway,
you're good.
So,
right.
You know, they're allied with, it seems like, you know, and those two also seem to stick up a lot for Bullhorn Betty, especially War Damn Eagle, who came after me for saying, actually going to the police department and filing a police report on Betty when she threatened me.
Yeah, Betty was disgusting to Julie. What Lolly did was disgusting. I'm not condoning that shit. I don't fuck with those people. I can't stand those people. However, two wrongs don't make a right.
I exposed Tony about the Ponzi scheme clawback. And then you hosted Tony on your channel, while the two of you said that you were going to do the digging game on me and find out everything about me, good, bad, and indifferent, and put it out there. And I better not have any skeletons in my closet. Remember that, Brittany? It was April 23rd that you did that. I had the full recording of that.
That shows malicious intent. Really bad. So me looking into you was in response to that live stream on April 23rd on your channel, where you hosted Tony Mathis saying, and you agreed with him that it was a good idea to try to find out everything about me, good, bad, and indifferent, and put it out there. And if I have any skeletons in my closet, I will be exposed for it. And
Sharon, that's amazing, actually.
also, Tony said that he had already been sent a whole bunch of material and terrible things about me. Okay. What happened to it?
I think I should get a newborn kitten, Odin girl, since they always say Kyle and I look like newborn kittens, and one that says meow.
What happened to it? Where is it? You know, you're really, really a hypocrite. And just because you deleted, like, you wiped out all the videos on your channel, practically, not all, but like almost all, in order to hide all the harm and nasty and stuff you could be sued on, stuff that could get.
Please do not do that, Tia. You will have alcohol poisoning. Very, very much alcohol poisoning.
Your channel taken down. Just because you deleted it and you try to pretend it never happened doesn't mean it doesn't happen, and doesn't mean people don't have copies of those live streams.
So Craig's court date is March 12th with Julie for the restraining order, and April 1st is BJ and Julie's court hearing for whatever the fuck this private citizen's complaint misdemeanor harassment charges.
I have copies of every live stream necessary that I need, relevant to me, and the threats that you made, you and or Tony on your panel, or other people on your panel, like Smiley came on, you know, that day. I have all of it. I have all of that. So yes, I'm mad that you used my video and didn't do fair use commentary. You did not transform it in any way. And it is a copyright violation. I did submit a strike to, you know, like a form to strike your channel to YouTube. YouTube Legal wrote back to me, asked for more information. Yesterday, I read out the 9-point bullet points of why it wasn't free and fair use, which to a lot of people is very familiar because it's a pattern of what you do. The only thing that was different with my live stream.
That's what we spent 9 hours doing yesterday. So Julie did that live stream, the 4 police reports and the prosecutor notice, and detailed every timestamp, video, and statement that she was using to file those police reports. And those police reports are what she has used to support her claims, and that is her evidence. So we did all of that. Again, there could be other pieces that we don't know, but according to Julie's words, that is what she has used as her evidence and her basis for all of this. And what she says, and yeah, that's exactly, yeah, what she says and what she showed are not matching. So I don't know. There's some, try not to get ahead of myself because I want you to see all the videos, but there's some things that she has said that are really kind of, oh, interesting.
Not using free and fair use, which you do a lot of times,
videos. Is
during my live stream, I did not hear you fall asleep.
Caffeinated.
Sometimes you fall asleep while playing other people's videos. But everything else, like reading out things word for word and going, or pausing to talk about what you're eating for dinner, or just reading out nasty comments from your chat, pinning them to the screen and going, that's some funny shit, Shady.
I don't know.
It's not fair use.
Priceless. I'm not sure.
Malicious intent.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I intend to go to copyright court with you. I intend to sue you in copyright court. It's not a friendly thing that I'm doing, right? Taking somebody to copyright court is not friendly. And it's not a, let me be nice to Britney kind of moment. And I was happy that after so many times watching you use other people's materials, especially materials on serious subjects like the video you played about homophobia during Pride Month, and watching you do live streams talking about true crime cases involving people who have been.
Duchess, she's probably played your video over a freaking 100 times over the last 2 years.
who have lost their lives, cases involving people who have been harmed in terrible ways, cases including children who have been harmed in terrible ways. And you are so disrespectful because you don't use fair use.
Britt, I can't answer that. She does say that they are months behind in one of the videos. There's a few things that I'm going to play for you tonight. Like I said, I'm not going to keep you for a long time tonight, but it will be a little bit. I've got a few videos, but we're going to continue this series because I think it's important.
And the way you don't use fair use is not bad enough that you just play it through without comment sometimes. You're literally falling asleep or nodding out while playing it, or talking about dinner at the same time you're playing a video talking about a child who lost their life. It's disgusting.
I appreciate
Shoddy is her name
that.
to me instead of Shady. I'm convinced she doesn't really understand what fair use means. I don't think so either. She's too lazy, in my opinion, to do research. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
So here's the deal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what your friends, what your little buddies, you know, like War Damn Eagle, the one who said Betty wasn't threatening me. It was really a reach that she posted on Mother's Day.
I was with you at first on the Craig part too. Bad karma coming. I was more in the wheelhouse that I thought it would be potential for the Craig piece, but then going back and actually hearing what was used to file these police reports, even on Craig, I question the validity of some of that. Now, I think after Craig was served and some of the statements thereafter could be problematic for Craig. Craig's a problem. Craig's mouth is a problem. Nobody's denying any of that. But I think using his statements appropriately is a big thing that's being missed.
When Betty said she's going to go to my child's school and bully them because I don't like that. You don't like your children being bullied. What if I showed up at your child's school or something? And the only child I had in school at the time was Spencer, who went to a school with all kids who are autistic or have some other significant intellectual disability. How sick is that to threaten that? How sick is it of Betty to say that I'm probably a pedo with she said my adopted children. They're not, I didn't adopt my children. I am the legal guardian of Spencer now that he's 18. I mean, since he turned 18. It's war damn feeble. She's gross. So this is not a friendly thing that I'm doing. This is not a happy thing that I'm doing. I'm happy if I can stop you from doing it to me any further and doing it to other people any further, any other creators. And I'm also happy if potentially I could stop you from playing other people's material regarding true crime cases with real victims who have real.
This right here, I find to be incredibly disingenuous, considering how Julie came to YouTube and what she was doing on TikTok to parents of missing children. I backed it up a little bit, but this is the section right here that really stands out to me in this video. Now, remember, this is the day after she was supposedly threatened.
Further and doing it to other people any further, any other creators. And I'm also happy if potentially I could stop you from playing other people's material regarding true crime cases with real victims who have really been harmed, where you are disrespectful as hell.
I will. I
Where
promise.
you know nothing about the case, you just go ahead and play it and then say, well, we researched together. That's how we do it. No, you don't. You just play stuff to titillate salacious things, even if it's involving children who are victims of crimes.
Kind of like you did to Sebastian, Lily, and Jack.
So I am thrilled to have the chance to put an end to that. I'm thrilled about it. I'm doing a happy dance because I'm happy. Bah, bah, bah. It's not malicious. It's I'm going to stop Britney from doing terrible things. And I'm happy about that. And guess what? The court doesn't care, because a copyright court it doesn't care about feelings, your feelings about this.
or my feelings about it. They're going to look at the case on paper. Was there transformative, commentary? They don't care about how you feel about it or how I feel about it. She was gloating, Judge. She was gloating about the chance to take me to copyright court. Yeah, I'd say yes, I was. Because you should see how disrespectful she is. I wish other creators would do this like I'm gonna do. Now, people are gonna say, Drew, how is it that you're gonna be able to take Britney to court? It's so much, my glasses like off. It's so much money to take people's copyright court and things like that. Well,
December 11th, 2025. The day after the second threat to Julie from Craig is the claim.
The creators don't know. Or maybe they do know, but is that the federal government, because to streamline and to reduce the volume of copyright cases that they have to hear in courts, created what is essentially a federal level copyright court.
Okay, I'm going to speed her back up, but you guys get the tone of voice, the giddiness, her saying that she is thrilled. She's thrilled with the biggest smile on her face. She's in fear for her life. She was threatened for the second time. Filed a police report this very day, December 11th. She filed this same day she did this video. She goes to the police and files a police report.
Akin to small claims court. So it's like a copyright court for for claims under $30,000. So if there's less than $30,000 worth of potential damage for copyright violation, you can go through the copyright hold on one second. It's called
Yeah, Dr. Snowflake's 3 of the reports, she says she went to the police station and filed. The last one where BJ had said something to the effect of wanting to contact Al and kind of ask people to help her do that or facilitate that. She had the police come to her house to fill out the report, but she waited until Al was in bed and then they came out and then she told him in the morning, I guess.
copyright claim.
And the one the day after Christmas would be the one that she claims she filed on behalf of the young man that didn't want to be on the internet. I don't necessarily think that's accurate of how she is portraying it to the internet, but we will wait and see.
Board, the Copyright Claims Board. You can go through the Copyright Claims Board, which is essentially a small claims court for copyright violations. And you can do it pro se, meaning representing yourself, as most people do in small claims court. Most people in small claims court represent themselves. And that is where I intend to take you, Britney.
Charlie Ann, you will have that answered in just a moment. That's why she's doing this stream, is to go over and have her people help her determine if this threat was to her.
Well, what do you care, Captain? Okay, Captain Obvi says, honest question, what do you think Copyright Court is going to do? They don't take channels. You do know that, correct? The most they'll do is take that video and maybe a fine, but highly doubtful. Well, aren't you the expert? Yep. Have you been to Copyright Court? Have you been to the federal government's version of small claims copyright court before, Captain Obvi? Yes or no? Have you been? Have you filed a claim? Are you a creator?
So when somebody comes in and asks a valid question, what do you expect to get out of this? This is where she's at. I will be skipping a section of this video, Charlie, and we'll get to that.
Do you have anything that's been copied? Do you have anything that's been copyrighted ever? Like a song you wrote, a piece of art, a video you made? Have you ever filed with
December 11th, Lindsay.
to get with the copy, with federal government's copyright office to have your material copyrighted? Have you? Yes or no? You asked me a question. First, answer my questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with you can just say yes or no. One, Captain Avi. Have you ever copyrighted anything that you have created, be it a video, a song, a piece of art, a work?
She did. Factually, she did make a demand for $1,500 from BJ for using her content. Yeah, that's another stream that I have to pull and grab, but there is a stream that details that. I think Julie has removed wherever she put that demand, but there is other streams available that went over and showed that demand that she made for $1,500. People have said that it was her attempt to get Brenda Stapleton's money back, which is fucking ridiculous. It's about the same to me as BJ wanting monetary compensation when she sent the C&Ds to Queen, Clue, and Granny.
Of writing, poetry, anything. Yes or no? Have you ever done that?
You're welcome.
You know that process? You know how much
Oh,
it costs to do it? Yes or no? No, but I did research. Okay. How much does it cost to copyright a video, like a live stream?
I'm not sure.
You did research. How much does it cost? Do you know? Because I copyrighted my video.
Kind of feels like it, doesn't it? It does feel.
You don't copyright a channel, dumb. I'm not going to, you clearly don't know. Captain Avi, you're so stupid. She just goes, Julie, you copyrighted your channel? You can't copyright a channel. I mean, I could copyright like a logo of my channel. Like if I have like original artwork on my channel, like for my channel's logo, I could copyright that. You cannot copyright a channel. Oh my, dumb. You're stupid. You don't know. No, you can copyright any video you make. You can copyright a live stream that becomes then a video, right? So you don't know about.
I mean, the question was basically like, what do you intend on getting out of this? Like, what is your overall goal here? You know that doing a copyright strike isn't necessarily going to do what you're implying it will. And this is her reaction and response. Like, how dare you not praise me for trying to take BJ down?
Anything having to do with copyright court, right? You've never copyrighted anything. Have you created anything in your life of value? What they call intellectual property? Can you define intellectual property, Captain Avi? You know somebody who's been to copyright court? You know the process. You know how much you can ask for. You know what they can and cannot do. You know their abilities to enforce copyright laws. Copyright laws are very serious laws. All right, I'm done talking to you, Captain Avi. You're so obviously, you Captain obviously are dumb. You don't know shit. What's gonna do, Julie? Nothing. They can't do nothing. Oh, right. You're so right. Why do they even exist? Because copyright thing can't do anything. It has no power. They shouldn't even exist. Right? No, it has power. Copyright laws are serious laws. Interestingly, to me, I guess, or to maybe other people, is after I was a public school teacher, a special education public school teacher, I went to work for corporate America. I worked for a big, huge corporation.
I'm going to spare you the details of these fucking extensive stories, and we're going to fast forward where she starts addressing this supposed threat from December 10th.
Sorry, is it today? Can I ask you today? Was it today? My son just got his Hanukkah gift in the mail. The Hanukkah is on the 14th, and I got him these sneakers, and he just got it. He loves them. Sorry, I got distracted. We got him these sneakers. He says, I love them. He goes to the gym, and he wears these kinds of sneakers, and he says, the sneakers were falling apart. And here, I'll show you. Threatening people. NYC men's with the blue. They're like gym. They're sneakers for, they're really good. He says, he wears them to the gym for working out, and he does a lot of weightlifting and everything. And I got it. So I got there today. It was a little earlier than I thought, but yeah, he's really happy. I'm going to call him right after this. Okay. So that was the one issue about the lawsuit. Now let's talk about Craig threatening people in general. Craig has made physical threats against people, more than one person, in the last 12 months, let's say, right? I'm not going back to what Illuminati showed about him making threats, communicating threats to his mother.
Oh, you guys, I'm actually impressed by the levels of manipulation from this one. I am really not impressed in a good way, but she is way, way more manipulative than I ever even acknowledged before. And I knew it was bad before. This is to a degree I was not expecting.
Months before the incident with Britney in 2017, I think it was. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about on her live stream, on Britney's live stream, Craig has communicated threats of violence to people, like actual creators or their spouses or
okay, again, I'm going to sound redundant, but December 10th is referenced by Julie as one of the dates that threats were made to her. She filed a police report the same day this video was done, December 11th, because of said threats. But I want you to listen to how she's speaking about this in this context, with the knowledge that she ends up either before this or after filing a police report and claiming that Craig was directly threatening her life.
You know, in the last case, I think it was potentially Chris Proudfoot. Of course, Britney, I did a parody of Britney as Parody Beach saying, he wasn't saying he's got a so big it's gonna make you look like Swiss cheese. He was making a Swiss cheese sandwich, y'all. The sound you heard was him, the Swiss cheese on the grill. He was making a grilled cheese sandwich using Swiss cheese. It's his favorite kind of cheese.
The December 10th one, and she will give you the timestamp and everything, and I'll pull that up too. The December 10th one is where Craig says, you might not wake up tomorrow, bitch. But BJ is reviewing Sinner, reviewing me, and right before that, he says something to the effect of greasy grannies. There is no indication whatsoever that it had anything to do with Julie.
And then last night, right. So last night he potentially threatened. Well, it sounded, so I was listening to Queen's Live. Someone said, listen to Queen's Live. So I went back and I listened, and there was two parts. There was one part where he's clearly talking about nonsense and her husband and saying something in the background, very threatening. Earlier, I think it was in the live, and I went back and listened to it. It was like around the 1 hour, 40 minute, 41, 42, 43 minute mark where Britney's talking about me. And he starts saying some things about me. And at first he's talking about that I'm old and I'm going to die soon. And
I slowed it down so you can see real reaction.
I'm going to die within 10 years. And he's kind of going on and on. And this is when she's talking about me, trying to get out the message that I struck her with malicious intent. James, thank you. So here's the thing, and I'm glad you're here, James, because this is what I was figuring out. So I went and listened to what Queen played it, and she slowed it down, and she was listening, and she's like saying, Britney, you better be careful. You better stop your man from saying this stuff. This is when she was playing, I'm talking about when she was playing the part about me and saying, he's sounding really threatening here. And Britney does this thing where she talks over Craig as he's saying stuff that sounds threatening. So it's hard to hear what he says because she's literally talking loudly on top of him as he's talking. And she will mute and unmute and mute and unmute the mic to block it out. So Queen played it a few times, went back, slowed it down, and then started reading out what he was saying. And I'm listening. And she said it sounded threatening. And I have to admit, it didn't sound friendly.
And there's one part where, but she's talking over it, so it's hard to hear. Yeah, 10 years. And it sounded like, is the live stream still up? Hold on. So there was the one part where he says something and she's kind of talking over him. And I guess it was bad enough where she turned to him and said, Craig, don't do that.
Oh shit, I muted. Hello, dumbass. I muted myself. I'm not going to put a screen up, but I'm going to play you what stream this is. This is from December 10th, 2025. Like I said, I did my due diligence today and made sure these streams are all over. They've been restreamed. There is a bunch of people that have these streams. So this is not helping BJ in any way, shape, or form.
Skull neck girl.
So she addresses Julie right there by name.
Lord have mercy. Messy, messy, messy. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up Angela's channel real quick. Angela's Clips and Giggles. I'm going to give a shout out to Angela, by the way, and to Chronicles of the Shady.
I
These
don't know.
two have been
No idea, Blueberry Hill.
on it lately. Like with
You guys in the ceiling shit, you guys are cracking me up.
calling out the bullcrap.
Hell
Here.
no, Tia. I cannot. Those
All right.
poor officers.
I saw this tonight. I was like, okay, I see you, girl. So Angela says, I knew Julie was dumb on her live at 2 hours and 3 minutes. She discusses striking Britney. She then asks her chat if they know how many other strikes she may have and encourages others to strike her, and then
Craig says something in the background, such as like sad old bitch or something like that.
giggles about
What
being
about your children for your grandchildren for
in the
for
driving
Christmas,
seat.
Grandma? You need to worry about your family.
you just
But 10 more years left.
you just proved that
Something to the effect of you only have like 10 more years left. You need to worry about your family. You need to worry about your children. You only have like 10 years left. You got to remember, Craig, not saying right, wrong, or indifferent, but Craig thinks everybody that's close to 60, like 60 is the cap for everybody. So that's the part right there that some people have questioned.
So,
and
sad old bitch.
encourages others to strike her, and then giggles about
What
being
about your children for your grandchildren for
in the
for
driving
Christmas,
seat.
Grandma? You need to worry about your family.
you just
But 10 more years left.
you just proved that you only struck for malicious reasons
You'll die when
on a
you-
live and hold on a minute, y'all. Craig, come on now, don't do that. You just proved you only struck for malicious reasons
So she actually tells him to stop.
on a live and encouraged others to do so. Hold on, y'all.
He continues per usual, though.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, caffeinated.
You just proved
And that's not an excuse.
you only struck for malicious reasons on a live and encouraged others to do so. That wouldn't look good on you, Julie, if it's sent to YouTube legal.
So that's the timestamp she was just referencing. There is the direct statements. Do you think that those are direct death threats? Do you think that those are substantial? Now, I will play the next timestamp when we get to that point, too. There's one other statement in here that I will play in a moment. But do you think that that statement is threatening in any way, shape, or form?
Or don't say that. Craig, don't say that. Or Craig, don't do that. We can go back and listen. If she said, Craig, don't say that, or Craig, don't do that. And he was talking about me. We know because he was saying I had a big forehead and all that stuff, and I'm old enough to be their grandmother. Greg, I would have had to have given birth to you when I was like 14 or 15 to be your mom. All right. So, and then he says something where she goes, Craig, don't say that or don't do that. And then she mutes the mic just for a few seconds. And when she comes back, she goes, Jesus. And it was hard to make out what exactly he said.
So she's admitting it's hard to make out what he even says, but she filed a police report.
This is what I got playing it over and over. It was, what I heard was die something, 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 like 3 words at least. It was like die, blah, blah, blah. But she's talking over it. But he clearly said like, it was like 4 words in a row, maybe even 5 words in a row. And the first word was die. But it's really hard to hear what the other words are. So that's why, James, I'm like, you know, if it was, I could clearly hear the threat. Like the other night when he says, I have a gun so big it'll make you into Swiss cheese, right? Or like when he said to Cletus, I'm going to put a cap in your ass. Those were heard very well.
And direct.
And whether or not he actually had a weapon that he was, right? I don't know how you make that sound other than doing it with an actual weapon. But he was saying he had a weapon that would make somebody look like Swiss cheese, even though they've said multiple times they have multiple weapons in their home in every room and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, you guys in your fucking comments about the ceiling are taking me the fuck out. You guys are more concerned about the goddamn ceiling than anything else. Look at, they're going sideways because of that drop ceiling.
And if you come on their house, you're going to,
In the beanie.
you know, you're going to whatever, end up. Julie's thugged out with the beanie. I was outside doing Christmas stuff, but I like it. I'm a thug. Okay. Is it still up? Let me see. It was on her Britney channel last night.
Friday.
Oh, okay. It is. All right. Free and fair use. I'm only going to the part. Hold on. I'm only going to the part and playing one little part to see if you guys can hear it, because I know, like, so if he makes a clear threat, which he may have made a clear threat, but with Britney talking over him and muting him, her reaction says to me it was a threat. Craig, don't do that. Don't say that, whatever. And then her coming back on, muting, and then coming back on and saying, Jesus, sounded like she was upset about what he was saying. And it's not, she's upset because she's worried about me. She's worried about him getting in trouble, in my personal opinion. All right. So, you know, if I go to my police department, I feel like I have to really be able to say what the threat was. But
catch that? If I go to my police department, I have to be able to clearly state what the threat was. Well, she went to the police department and she filed on this. So what changed? Oh, people helping and encouraging?
and coming around and saying, Jesus, sounded like she was upset about what he was saying. And it's not, she's upset because she's worried about me. She's worried about him getting in trouble, in my personal opinion. All right. So, you know, if I go to my police department, I feel like I have to really be able to say what the threat was. But if there should be, these creators are so scared to take her down, I'm kind of pissed. Well, I'm not scared to take her down. I'll tell you that right now.
Who is that saying that?
I think that's where I differ with some creators who have said things like,
Oh, that's vibe.
you know, I'm like, I just don't understand it. Okay. Like, I've heard Granny say, I'm not going to take her livelihood away when she's got kids. All right. Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. But, you know,
The thing for me is, yeah, do I think she breaks terms of service? Do I think that she allows Craig to be reckless on her panel? Absolutely. But at the same time, the only way that we can ensure that she has money to pay back for all the money she has cost people is her having a channel, unfortunately. So are we going to risk taking her channel down and then Granny and Barbecue not having anything to recoup? That's the question I have, that, and I don't know the right answer. I have no idea. Would it force her to get a job? I don't know. I really don't know if that would even be an outcome, but that's something I consider every time. Taking Britney's channel down could negatively impact the people who do deserve. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the right answer on this.
Came from a generation, I'm of a generation who used to have to show up in person to jobs. There was no work from home bullshit, you know, there was no social media sitting in your PJs all day. You actually had to go to work.
It's not.
And we did it. And even if you had kids, we all had kids. And we went to work and worked our asses off. Not for a day at Crystal's, but for decades. For decades. I started working this, and there would be like,
I'm going to bump it ahead because she, of course, does more performative stuff. Oh, yeah. F, that's another, yeah.
and then you have people who are grossly negligent on their job, like, I don't know, sleeping on your job. If I was the boss of a company and I had an employee who, while they were on the clock making money, right, as she's playing her live stream with all these views, she's making money, falls asleep, for God's sakes, night after night on the job, they would be out on their ass in a heartbeat.
Well,
And these companies
Real
don't
talk.
give a crap. Oh, you got kids? Oh, you have kids? Oh, okay. Go back to sleep. It's fine. We'll just continue to pay you while you sleep on the job. They'd be like, you got kids? So what? So does everybody. Think you're the only person in the world with kids? I mean, I think Britney literally thinks she's the only person who's got kids, who's got bills, who's got this, who's got that. I mean, she expects the whole friggin' world, and Craig too, to take care of them. And then you have creators out here who say, I don't want to take away her livelihood. The bitch is falling asleep on her job. She deserves to be fired, in my opinion.
yeah.
Okay?
But-
This is a job. If she's saying this is her livelihood, that means it's her job. And that means she doesn't take her job seriously enough to stay the fuck awake.
Yeah, we all know that she doesn't take this seriously, and that's a problem. But can we get back to discussing these threats that were made? That are
To be on time, you know, starts her live streams hours late, doesn't do her homework, doesn't come prepared for her meetings.
right. Don't.
If this was the real world, it is the real world.
Sorry,
You know,
guys.
the real world today is there are companies like YouTube, which are privately held companies, who have employees who are creators,
They're not employees.
who they pay.
They're not employees. They're contracted 1099s.
Right, to use their platform, and they have certain responsibilities to make content and to obey their terms of services. She's grossly negligent on the job. Her ass needs to be fired.
Okay, bumping forward.
What was your name?
We're bumping it forward because I'm done being yelled at about what Julie thinks is going on here.
Before.
Back to the threats. Right.
Fake. So here's the deal about the threat.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I was gonna play it for you. What was that? What? See how I get off topic?
Yeah, we got it.
Free and fair use for just to hear Craig potentially say some threatening-ish type things. Hang on. It sounds like it based on her reaction. So
It sounds like it. She's not even confident in this, but she filed a police report.
So, Brittany, here's the deal. If you're listening,
No,
or you have one of your
didn't.
simps listening, like the ones who make the videos and do the posts for you and things
X, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see that earlier. Taking notes. Thank you, X.
like that, because you get reports back. If I hear an actual threat communicated by Craig,
If I hear. The verbiage is very interesting of this.
to make the videos and do the posts for you and things like that, because you get reports back. If I hear an actual threat communicated by Craig about me, given his violent history and his other threats, and the fact that you say he has PTSD and he has access to weapons, and he talked about slapping the teacher.
Let's not talk about PTSD, Julie, because once upon a time, you did a video on August 26th, 2025, and said, I think Britney and Craig are causing me traumatic stress disorder. Hashtag lawyer, hashtag intimidation. We'll save that for another day.
Recently, I will take that seriously, and I will go to my police and I will press charges against Craig, and I will seek a restraining order, like the one, like, about that, like the ones that you did to Clue and Cletus.
There's actually a video of her saying in the C&D as well, can I sue Britney now? There's a public live stream where the title is something similar to that. Now I guess I can sue Britney too. Like it's, ugh. She's done this all publicly, you guys, every bit of this. She's saying in this stream that she's not sure what was even said, but this is the date she actually filed this one of the 4 police reports that we know of. I'm sure there's probably a plethora of others.
So James, you were saying something about interstate stuff. I wonder how that works exactly. So I don't know if this is enough to go to the police on.
Oh.
But I'm telling you, Brittany, I'm not worried.
And somehow, some way between this and whenever, before or after, she felt it sufficient to file a police report on this.
I'm not kidding. I take my safety and the safety of my family very seriously. I do not think you say I'm crazy. He's not stable. He, in my opinion, is a dangerous person who I have seen with my own eyes, Brittany, no matter how much you gaslight us, with my own eyes and ears, I have seen and heard him in a drunken state on TikTok waving an actual gun above his head while drunk and with kids in the house. We all saw him do that. And he went, and you said, what did you just do? Did you just hold up a gun? And he goes, what? He reminded me of, like, remember Welcome Back, Mr. Cotter? Vinny Barbarella, what was his name? John Travolta. And Cotter would say, and he'd ask him a question, he'd go, who? What? Where? When? Who, me? And he goes, did you just do that? He's like, what? Who? What? Where? When? And she's like, Craig, did you or did you not just hold up a gun above your head? People are saying that I should get out of the house, Craig. Maybe.
What are you guys thinking right now and feeling, knowing that this is the day that she filed the second police report, and this is a huge portion of her evidence she claims to support these death threats these threats Craig made against her. How does this set with all of you guys? I'm genuinely curious. If you are okay with it, think that Craig deserves what Julie is doing, and please keep that out of what Craig has done to other people in his reckless mouth. Directly, Julie and BJ and Craig. What do you feel about this?
It's not really funny at all. All right. I don't know. Is this the part here? Let's see. All right. This is the part. I think this is the part.
She's trying to be a martyr, in my opinion, Coco. Oh, I keep.
So I'll try to slow it down.
Makes you feel sick. You think she's. Is there anybody in here? And please do. Nobody needs to jump.
The reason I'm playing this.
Is there anybody in here that is still going, yep, she was super afraid. I can completely understand why she went to the police. Don't jump on anybody. I'm genuinely curious what people are seeing that I'm not.
Let me explain. The reason I'm playing this section is because I believe, based on what I heard on Queen's live stream this morning of her.
I'll skip. I've got a couple other videos tonight to play that I think we might have the same question, and I would not be surprised to learn that she was.
Her replaying this video, that it sounded like Craig was speaking about me in a threatening way, and then said something that sounded like die something, 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 something maybe. And then you muted. Oh, no, then Britney says, Craig either said, don't do that or stop that or something, and then muted, and then came back and said, Jesus. I think this might be the part. All right, I'm at point 8.
Girl. So Angela says, I knew Julie was dumb
Good night, that Michelle.
on her live.
I knew Julie was dumb.
Hey, Heather, let's
Yeah, I'm dumb.
Only enough to get you in trouble. And then
Yeah, that I've heard that Krama Reels had a lot to say about that alleged SWAT call, and I take into consideration that she, within a week later, was potentially mentioned in this CPS call too, which has always stood out to me. Krama Reels and Julie were really good buddies, and we know for a fact, based on their own words and what they've said, that Krama Reels and others were helping Julie gather all of this evidence. Things that make you go,
She's one of those people that needs bangs. You need to, get your bangs cut out and cover that.
channel real quick. Angela's Clips and Giggles.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Angela, by the way, and to Chronicles of the Shady. These two have been
Oh, they're great. They make your points for you
with
that are.
calling out the bullcrap here. All right. So I saw this tonight. I was like,
So Britney,
Okay, I see you, girl.
tries
So
to.
Angela says,
All right, so here I'm stopping. Here is when Britney is reading out something from Angela, and she's trying to get this sentence out, and she keeps having to stop because Craig keeps saying stuff in the background, and it sounds like he's talking about me, and it sounds kind of threatening, and she has to repeat herself several times, and then she gets to the point where she says, stop that, Craig, or don't do that, whatever.
dogs over humans. Feel free to ask away.
And the reason I'm playing this is because
I agree.
I'm trying to make a determination and analyze it using,
Yeah, I guess I'm not as concerned, hit the like, about whether she was in fear or not, but she is very clear in this that she doesn't even know if it's a valid threat to her or not. So how did we go from her not knowing if this was a valid threat even to her. She can't understand what is even being said to confident enough to file a police report on a threat directly made at her. You see where I'm getting there? I'm not questioning. I have no idea what her emotional state is of fear or anything like that. That's the part that I don't understand is how do we go from, is it a threat? It might have been kind of situation to now this. That's
Analysis and my own reasoning and hearing to see, I'm transforming it. In other words, Brittany,
yes. Yes, I am. Dogs over humans.
by trying to interpret like all the things that are happening at once in that house and trying to understand, what this means. Was this really threatening or not? To try to understand how bad of the threat is it to me, and I think it's probably if she hadn't muted him
I think.
and wasn't talking over him, it's possible I could have gone to the police with this. But the fact that she does,
It's possible I could have gone to the police about this. How did we go from it's possible I could have gone to the police about this to finding out she did go to the police about this and file a police report? And this is one of her pieces of evidence. How? Anybody help me here? Anybody? I'm going to back that up because I think that's a very valid point of some of my confusion based on Julie's own statements and actions.
really threatening or not, to try to understand how bad of the threat is it to me.
Oh, yes, for
and
sure. Dogs over humans.
I think it's probably if she hadn't muted him and wasn't talking over him, it's possible I could have gone to the police with this. But the fact that she does, it's too close a call. But if there's another
It's too close of call.
incident like this, I'm gonna have to protect myself.
I knew Julie was dumb.
So we know she filed one December 5th after the December 4th video. We've watched that. Those threats, in my opinion, were referencing other people. Craig was being reckless. Okay. And then now we know she filed one on December, this same day. But here she is in this live stream, not even being sure and basically implying that there's not enough here that she can substantiate to file a police report. But she did anyways.
On her live at 2 hours and 3 minutes, she discusses striking Britney. She then asks her chat if they know how many other strikes she may have, and encourages
Something fat. I'm a fat old witch. Hold on. Can I put the closed captions? Oh, here.
others to strike her, and then giggles about
What
being
about your children your grandchildren
in the driving seat.
Grandma, you need to worry about your family.
You
Can't
just
happen if 10 more years left.
you just proved that you own.
All right. So he says, I'm a grandma and I don't have but 10 more years left. I'm not a grandma.
I think most people can agree with that. Hit the like. That his behavior is extremely reckless, and it's a ongoing like ticking time bomb thing. I think my problem is there has been direct threats by him to many other people. Julie, just in my opinion, has not been one of those. But I agree with overall, he is absolutely reckless, and so is BJ. Like they need held accountable for their actions. There will be no question about that. I just think Julie is trying to be a martyr of something that she is twisting into a storyline instead of it actually being factual.
Struck for malicious reasons
We-
on a live and hold on a minute, y'all. Hey, come on.
You hear that, Melissa? You hear that wicked laugh? She says, hold on a minute. Craig, don't, whatever. I got to go back. He says, that's where I heard him say, die on a.
Oh my
dot
God.
on and then she says coming over.
JS, I am so incredibly sorry to hear that. I'm so incredibly sorry, but you know, if you get here, I am here, but I am really fuck cancer.
Him, and then he says, ah, I can't even do that laugh. Hold on. Here, she's saying, hold on a minute. Craig, come on. Hold on. Let me go back for a second. This is 142:51.
Yeah, Akira, ultimately, I don't think we will be able to judge somebody's fear or anything. I think her words are more important to me than anything else. And I understand New Jersey has this private citizens complaint that she was able to use. But I think condoning this and condoning people filing false police reports, because in my opinion, based off of Julie's own words, she is saying out loud that this is not substantial enough to go to the police over. But if there's another one, she will file, and she has to protect her family. I think that's the part that bothers me more than anything here. I don't know her to know what her fear level is. I mean, she could be afraid of her own fucking shadow in the dark for all I care. I think it's the weaponization and the misuse of our police department and taking advantage of a law that is very open-ended when she herself is admitting that she can't even justify going to the police about it. But she did anyways.
42:30. All right, I'm going back like 20 seconds. I'm going to slow it down just a little more to 8 and see if.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see hit the like. That's what ultimately the courts will decide if there's enough valid information here. I've said all along, I hope there's something big that she's got in her back pocket that none of us know about. And she hasn't detailed, but she's been very detailed on what she's using, how she's going about it, what she's intentionally misleading when she wants to be, but she's been very, very vocal about other pieces of it. So I hope there's something here that proves this. Otherwise, it's complete misuse of our justice system once again for retaliation and to be a martyr instead of, somebody that wants to be a martyr.
We can understand. He said, so listen, when he says,
Absolutely.
die on I think he says, die on something, something. I think he says,
I would also be really interested to see what the police report says about what she claimed to the police on December 11th, because here she says, I think it says, did she say that to police that I think he said this, but I'm not actually sure. Did she say these exact same things to law enforcement and they determined that they were direct enough to Julie to proceed?
bitch, not witch.
Or did she misinform them?
Hold on.
Craig's court date is March 12th and BJ's is April 1st.
Let's see. I think he says die on
Tonight I was like, okay, I see you, girl. So Angela says, I knew Julie was dumb on her live at 2 hours and 3 minutes. She discusses striking Britney. She then asks her chat if they know how many other strikes she may have, and encourages others to strike her, and then giggles about being
What about your children for your grandchildren for
in the driving seat.
You need to worry about your family.
You
Can't
just
happen if 10 more years left.
you just proved that you only struck for malicious reasons on a live and encourage.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. You just said Ken. I think he said bitch, not witch. I heard witch. You fat old witch. I think he said die on a witch's stake.
See, this bothers me right here. All of this bothers me because Julie did this very publicly. All of this is up on her channel. She's proud of all of this. She's proud of saying that she was thrilled that she could end BJ. She's thrilled if something more is said, then I will have to do what's right and protect my family. Like, she's giddy over this situation as it progresses. And I think, to me, the problem I have overall is shit like this makes BJ and Craig victims. If you are out here misinforming people and using shit like this to fight, like, you've made BJ a victim, Julie. You really have. And it's disgusting.
Did he say die on a witch's stake?
Carl,
Die on a witch's something?
that's what we're going to watch in just a moment, is what she said after court. We only have about 20 minutes of it, but it's very telling.
Because he says, you're a fat old witch. And then he said, die on a, it sounded like witches. Hold on.
Well, to save you guys the suspense, what ends up happening is she goes on to claim in her 4 police filings and her 4 police reports and a prosecutor notice that this was what was actually said on the 10th. She says that she can't, it's inaudible what he says in that part. She was giddy over finding it. But this is the phrase right here. You can see BJ and Reality are on panel. She's reviewing Sinner, and I am what they're reviewing.
To feel sorry for me. And then in turn, I can do a fundraiser. Christmas. You laid the foundation before
It's too late to do it now.
anything even happened. You laid the foundation to where I couldn't even ask for help because you would
So I agree with you, Hitler. Like, she'll never be a victim in my eyes either. But for a lot of the people that have tried to justify what the fucking RICO and racketeering, the same people are making BJ a victim of this. They're both the same to me. Julie and BJ are one and the exact same. But it gives to her audience, to the people that she panders to, the people that pay her bills, this makes her a victim. You can't tell me it doesn't. People are like, oh,
take that shit and run with
Still.
it and try to make it something malicious.
And they still
Dude, that's what they jealous
Wow.
of. Your fame and your fortune. They'll lose.
Yep, and
And meta glasses come with opening
Crazy.
audio.
Crazy,
it's crazy. It's insane.
my opinion is they're the exact same person, just packaged differently, weaponizing our court systems, one and the same, absolutely the fucking same. But they know how to play it up to their people. They know how to play it up and manipulate people to believe they're both victims. Like right now, people are like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for her. There's been direct death threats. Where?
Mm.
You gotta be grateful that's what you are. Crazy granny. Might not wake up tomorrow, bitch.
And this is crazy.
Now we
Oh my
talked about
God,
this.
she's just
Malicious.
We talked about this extensively because this is what she details in that 4 police report. She ends up saying that this was the threat. This is the threat. I don't think this references, if I'm to think anybody is referenced here, it would be Granny, Greasy Grannies, open-ended. I don't take, I mean, some people would say, oh, she's reviewing you. Could it be? I don't take it that way. But that's the point. She loves having him on because he is reckless, because it makes her a victim.
and they still
He knows how to manipulate.
That's what they jealous
Wow.
of. Your fame and your fortune. They'll lose.
Yep, and
and meta glasses come with opening
Crazy.
audio.
Crazy.
it's crazy. It's insane. Mm.
No,
You gotta be grateful that's what you are. Crazy granny.
crazy grannies.
Might not wake up tomorrow, bitch.
You might not wake up tomorrow, bitch.
And this is crazy.
Oh my God, she's
So I don't know. I can't tell you.
Let me play it again. I'm gonna slow it even more.
Torturous with that.
I'm gonna do it at 70.
I'm gonna put it forward.
I'm not just gonna report it. I'm gonna press charges. So he's now said something that
Hold on.
could do one of those two things: get her in trouble or get something. I don't know. He says do something so bad or mad. I can't understand what he's saying.
Always.
Let me speed it up a little bit.
Jesus.
That's when she comes back and says,
You
Jesus.
just proved you only struck for malicious reasons on the live, and it,
So
We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he has directly threatened Granny before. Cletus.
he does talk about me more after that. Does he say die a wicked? It sounds like witches, because he said, you fat old witch.
I don't know. That'll be interesting, to see which pieces she used. We know that she claims she used these police reports and her evidence with the RO, but what was used with BJ? Could it just be facilitating him on panel so he could say these things? I'm not sure.
And then he said, die on a, it sounded like witches. I didn't hear the last word. Could it be die on a witch's stake? What is it? You know, like they used to burn witches alive. And she says, come on, Craig.
Hit the like. That's bullshit. It's not the timing of it. Julie was talking about me 6 days ago. Julie has put this all out there. If she didn't want people to talk about this, then this should have never gotten brought to the internet. It should have never been pushed around to announce it publicly. People were running everywhere saying that BJ was facing criminal charges. This is me reviewing this, doesn't do anything. BJ shouting me out the other day is what so many of you are up in arms about. That's BJ's manipulation tactics, as always. I'm not doing a fucking thing that's going to help or hinder this case in any way, shape, or form. If it is what people claim and Julie has all this evidence that she has been threatened, then the court's going to proceed with what they do. All of these videos are publicly available. Julie has made this a spectacle for months and detailed every single thing that she is doing. So with all due respect, that's bullshit. Straight up bullshit. Abso-fucking-lutely she did, F you, and it's worked fabulously. People don't even care about the facts. All they hear is, poor BJ. Yeah, you should be fucking pissed at Julie. You should be pissed at fucking Julie. The facts should fucking matter. Real justice should be supported, not fucking revenge seeking.
Don't do that. And then she mutes and comes back and says, Jesus. And he does that insane.
I guess I can walk away from this at the end of the day and say I'm so fucking thankful that disliking somebody has not got me to the point where I'm still more concerned about real justice for actual victims than I am about disliking somebody. I want them to suffer consequences that are appropriate and just by the people that are deserved those, not some random lunatic who has been trying to target and provoke and do all these things to force an outcome that might not even be just. Because I'm telling you right now, if these things go through based on this, these are publicly available documents. People have, I guess, decided to FOIA them. I am not one of those that decided to FOIA them. Other people have decided to FOIA them. This is all going to be known. You want to talk about the timing of it all? Look at Julie. The facts don't have emotions. The facts are the facts. And if we start looking the other way and being like, oh, what are we doing? Because then we're giving validity to all the people who said that what BJ did to Granny is acceptable. That'll never be acceptable. it's one of the same things. Falsifying police reports to create evidence is fucking grimy. There's no comparison in the cases. But people are trying to justify what Julie is doing, and that same justification would apply to what BJ did to Granny and Barbecue, and I'll never be okay with that. Not just BJ, but so many others. It's wrong. It is so fucked up. Especially when you have somebody here that kicked the door in, wanting to be a martyr and looking for any and every opportunity, from the copyright court claims to the poking and poking. She came into this sector wanting to go legal on somebody. That has been her thing. It's not just been me. It's been everybody that hurts poor Julie's feelings. Julie did this. Julie's put all this out here. It's concerning. Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. And here's my other question. We've heard what Lolly has done. Disgusting to Julie. Where's the police report on that? That had validity to it. Lolly did do shit very publicly. Put it out there. Bullhorn Betty. Do you guys remember the Bullhorn Betty live stream that she did on Julie? That was fucking crazy foul. Do you guys recall that one? Why didn't she file charges? War Damn Eagle. Why didn't she file charges on the people like that? Why only BJ and Craig? Yeah, to my understanding, Demon, yep. That's a good question too, Demon. Am I wrong in understanding that she only sought a restraining order against Craig and only sought the crime? Yeah, no, that's what we understand right now. Right, Akira? Absolutely. That's the part I'm struggling with all of this. I'm struggling with the fact that justice is deserved to the actual victims of BJ. And I'm never going to be okay with normalizing shit over dislike of somebody or hate of somebody. That's what they did. So many people have done with this whole RICO and racketeering. They've justified it based on fucking personal like or dislike of somebody and shit on the internet. There was nothing to prove any of that correct. It's the same thing here, though, and we can go back and look at it based on Julie's own words and pointing us right to the same places. He's proud of this behavior. It's astonishing to me. Like, the more we look at this and talk about it, the more I'm astonished. Like, my mouth is on the floor half the time. I thought these people were going to prove me wrong. I said so many times, like, I could be very wrong in this. These things could be said. I asked many times, like, have we heard these things? Do we know that these things happened? People told me, go look at this live stream, this live stream. I did, and this is what we came to. I don't know what to make of this.
Laugh.
Besides, right now, our court system and our police time is being extremely wasted.
There's other comments in there. I only got like 10 more years to live, whatever. Okay, that's just a dumb comment to make.
No, Demon. And here she goes. That's just a dumb comment to make. Where did the threat go? If I am correct in understanding, she did not pursue a citizen's complaint against Craig and only Britney. It makes even less sense when she claims all the threats came from Craig. Thank you, Demon. That's another piece of this. Unless they only I don't know how we got there. There's another thing. She has said and detailed numerous times that she's not being represented by an attorney, but there's a live stream that we're almost done with this one, that I'm going to play next. That's even more confusing in that thought process. Like, this is so frustrating to me that we even have to question whether somebody is being honest about this. Like, this is so fucking, she is my elder, not by very much, but she claims to be so educated and so above everybody else. We're all beneath her. You know what's beneath me is weaponizing our court systems and our police department for shit like this. I actually have real valid wild threats from a wild email and other shit. I documented that shit, but I never knew what the fuck to do with it. Documenting for your own protection is one thing when you file police reports, if there's valid threats. But she took anything and jumped the gun. She was looking for something. I mean, she's sitting here looking for something. I don't understand.
But it sounds menacing. I'll put it at minimum. It sounds that, and Brittany's going, come on, Craig, don't do that. That is, she never says don't do that out of concern for the person he could be potentially, theoretically threatening. She does that out of concern for her channel. And
you know, it pisses me off so fucking bad that Julie would give her this even right now. Like that's, and how people are twisting it that I'm giving BJ this. Be mad at the fucking source who did all this, who documented all this, who put it out here, told people what she was using. I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention until an actual complaint was dropped. We didn't have any information with the RO, just a bunch of people talking. When that complaint came publicly available and people were coming in here, and I was stunned. And that's how we ended up going and looking. I'm not the only one that was curious about this shit. And people were like, Becky, she's been talking. And I was like, I didn't fucking know. I ignore her like the fucking plague.
for Craig getting into trouble. So he's now said something that could do one of those two things:
Carl.
get her in trouble, or get her hurt her channel, or get him in trouble, or both, in my opinion, because of her saying don't do that and muting and then coming back and saying Jesus. Exactly.
So
I
frustrating.
would still make a report just in case he utters something else. Yeah.
Who was it that suggested that?
You're right. I should make a report just in case he says anything else. Because if he does say something else, I'm not just going to report it. I'm going to press charges. Because that's, I mean, how many times,
Who
you
suggested
know,
that?
he threatened Cletus. Frankly, I think Cletus should have gone to the police when he said it was clear to everybody. They had already sent cease and desist to their house. And he says, I'm going to put a cap in his ass. And he was talking about Cletus, right?
Weird. That comment. Are you guys seeing that comment? Anybody else? Have you looked at this and can you still see that comment? I wonder on your guys' side. I'm going to share this stream to you in the chat. Whoever made that comment, either I'm not seeing it or I'm blocked by whoever it is. But if one of you would like to go look at this and tell me if you can see, that's interesting though. I would like to know who encouraged her to go. Not that I'm mad at the person, but I would be interested to know. 1:39:13 is the timestamp we're at too.
That, and they has a, then shows, then the next night or 2 nights after,
I know,
shows an actual weapon with which he could potentially put a real cap in Cletus's ass.
You know, Demon, the only thing I can understand here is if, I don't know how that would be spread out like that though. I don't know how. I would think they would be consistently charging them both at the same time. Like if the DA or the prosecutor looked at this and said, well, you have enough to do this here and this there, they would have been filed simultaneously to me. That was the only caveat that I was thinking, is maybe the DA like decided, well, you have enough to get a restraining order here. But I don't even think that they can make that determination. I don't know. I don't know who makes that determination or who made the determination to file for an RO against Craig. I don't know. This is, well, you don't have to. Revival will.
Right?
She's going to run it through her analyzer.
Nothing happens. I mean, but Cletus didn't file charges. If that was me, he threatened to shoot, I would have pressed charges. The other night,
I know.
He threatened, I believe, Chris Proudfoot, saying he has a gun that could make him big enough to make him look like Swiss cheese. And sounded like he cocked the gun, like, but regardless, even if he didn't have, we know he has guns in the house. They've talked about owning guns.
It is Face of America that says, yes, leave the paper trail, but the comment she read out, I cannot see it on my side. It could be somebody that has me blocked. I'm just interested who suggested or, encouraged that. I would be interested to know. But somebody says, yes, leave the paper trail. And here's the thing. It's not just that she left a paper trail, but she is using these proudly in pursuing this RO in the criminal complaint, the harassment. I don't fucking know. I'm so confused, just like Demon, on how these got separated into two separate, like, I don't even understand this shit. And it's frustrating as fuck knowing that this is what she did.
So actually, Fiona, she's gonna do that. She is gonna do that for me already. She's gonna, because she has earphones that really are good and can help me with that. Because I think I do need to get file a police report with my police department I think that's how it works. I think I have to go to my police department, who then informs his police department. I don't think I can make a phone call to his police department. I think I need to go to my police department, fill out a report with my police department, who would then contact his police department.
And here's the thing about this. This isn't the first police report she filed, so she already knows that this isn't the first police report. She filed December 5th. So she's already done this process, and here she's acting brand new to what this is. And just a few minutes ago, she said that if something else was to be said, she didn't feel she had enough to go to law enforcement right now. She literally moments ago in this stream said this wasn't sufficient to her, basically, to file a police report. But if something in the future was said, she would file. Well, in the matter of moments and somebody else's encouragement,
Department, if they felt it was
she's now
a real threat. Or I would just get a report in case, like James said, good advice.
I know.
Thank you, by the way, James. In case.
That's what I don't understand either, is how is Craig's the basis and supposedly the one who has made the threats? How is his just an RO and she's the one facing criminal? Like, wouldn't he be the one? I don't know. Demon, I don't know. I have no clue. I'm with you. This is one of the other pieces that I can't make sense of it. And I'm glad you can't either, honestly, because I was like, am I just being stupid here?
A time in the near future that he says something else that is more clear and caught, especially if it has to do with guns and things like that.
Thank you guys for confirming. It's confirmed. Multiple of you have said you can't see the comment either. So either the comment must have been deleted or the account is gone.
Yeah, they would charge him in a state. Right. They would charge him in his state, but it would
whoever is speaking to her, we can't see the comments from.
I think I have to go to my. She just said what did she think it is? Is she live?
Look at giddiness.
Is she live? Hold on. I'm going to go there. If she's live, I want to go and see what she says. Let me see.
She all but jumped out of her seat.
Yeah, she is. All right, let's go. All right, everybody. I'm going to go.
Guys. Oh, Clue is live.
Thanks so much for checking out my
Sorry. Let's go.
Somebody just told her Clue was live.
I don't know if I have a way to redirect. Let me see. Can I redirect y'all? Reactions pop out. Participation. Shoot. I don't know how to redirect. So I'll meet you over there. I'll see you later. Meet me over there.
Clue's live.
You do it in New Jersey and they would call the PD and send someone out. Thank you, James. I appreciate it.
Oh, James. Who the fuck is James? It's an account by the name of James. That's who she's talking to that comments aren't there of, is somebody by the name of James. Oh my gosh, Kim. Oh, you know how this stuff fucks up my mental space.
James.
I just don't understand the rational thinking behind this, or lack thereof.
Thank you. I appreciate it. James C 5022. Thank you very much.
Oh, she gave us the full username. Great. That's who's encouraging her. James C.
Thank you for coming to my chat. You've been very helpful and informative.
Who the fuck is that? Y'all, who is that? Anybody recognize that account? I gotta back that up.
Reactions pop out, participation.
Right. Thanks, Julie.
Shoot. I don't know how to redirect. So I'll meet you over there. I'll see you later. Meet me over there. You do it in New Jersey and they would call the PD and send someone out. Thank you, James. I appreciate it, James.
And she ends up going down to her police department and filing a report on this day over the 10th, when she just said moments ago that she didn't feel there was substantial. And then this account tells her, you know, yes, file basically. And she's like, okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. James C 5022. Thank
James C 5022.
you very much. Thank you for coming to my chat. You've been very helpful and informative.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
See you over in Clues. Bye-bye.
Okay. Oh shit, I forgot. The overlay Earth made for me, she added my tattoos to the overlay, and I took the one out and I forgot to upload the other. So you guys are going to get this screen tonight. Buckle in. So we heard her say last night during the 9 hours. Demon, that's what it sounded like she was about to say. Welcome to my TED Talk, or thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Where is it? Okay. We heard her state that she wasn't going to talk about this. She couldn't talk about this. Well, after court the other day, the RO hearing with Craig, she did a members only stream, but you'll hear what she says. She wanted this to be spread far and wide. We only have about 20 minutes of this, and it's kind of interesting. I'm interested to hear your overall thoughts. And thank you to you know who. I do too, some of them. And good evening, Bobby. Yep. We found our person. Thank you, Julie. Julie gave us the full username and everything. Whoever that James C is one that was encouraging her, though, because we watched it in real time right there, where she went from, she didn't think there was substantial information for her to even file the report to, okay. And then she goes down and files a report. She was very clear that she wasn't clear on what was said. But it's interesting, then she started switching it up, saying she wasn't going to wake up. James has commented in here frequently. Why am I not recognizing the name? You guys can't hear it? Did I lose audio when I shared it? Oh, that's why you guys lost audio. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't even get the notification. That's funny to me. I don't recognize the name at all. I'll have to go look. Revival just dropped it, so we all know who it was talking to her.
No less touch than everything. It's just been very busy. Well, hello, Olap. Olap, I got like about 5 more screenshots for my project on you. I'm doing a project on Olap. Sometimes she makes me laugh by her comments and chats. I'm not trying to make her self-conscious.
So weird to me.
And I'm not always in every chat you're in, or I come late and stuff like that. I miss a lot. But if I see
Yes,
one
it's
that makes
so
me laugh,
funny.
it has to make me laugh. And I screenshot it.
please tell me I'm not the only one that shit stands out to. Like, because we watched how fast she twisted and switched her thing. Thank you. You've been really helpful. Like all of that from going, yeah, I don't really know what to make of this, to thank you. You've been so helpful. Who is she taking advice from that fast? Because she's like,
because I'm gonna put them together because this is what makes me laugh. Anyway, and it'll all be out of context and it still makes me laugh. Okay. Thank you again. First of all, this
lucid, is it because it's still a temporary and not a formalized final RO, like a granted? I mean, the temporary was granted, but is that the law in North Carolina that they wait till the final hearing on it?
is not for broadcast. I wish I had a thing above, across my face that says this is not for broadcast, but I'm going to say it from the start. This is not for broadcast.
Total winning.
However, what I tell you guys here,
I don't either,
is fine for you to tell anyone that you talk to, because what I'm saying to you guys is fine for you to tell. Okay.
Yeah, that account that just said, Face of America. I've seen Face of America. They just suggest, keeping a paper trail, which, okay.
Well, thank you for putting All Up's channel in the chat. Thank you. Please sub up to.
Thank you.
At the Olap. Oh.
So that can be requested. It's not an automatic in North Carolina. I know certain states that the judge can select that they have to turn them over, voluntarily surrender them, or some people have to have them stored. I know that varies from state to state with ROs or order of protections.
LOPP. Appreciate your love. Okay, so today.
Oh, really? No way.
Let's start with the headline. Okay, here's the headline.
Wait a second. They only do permanent ROs? Lifetime ROs? There's not like a 1 year or 3 year in New Jersey chicken nugget? Are you sure about that? That if Julie gets the RO granted against Craig, it's a lifetime order? Cletus read you that? I don't even see how that's fair. Yeah, that's what I understand too, F. That's that pending, 3 days or whatever. Sometimes it takes 10 days, I think. I think they have like a max of 2 weeks to hear ROs. But in that period, from the time somebody is actually served to the court date, to me seems like the most dangerous too. That's fucking wild. I'll have to Google that. I've never heard that before, but that's fucking wild if there is only a permanent order that could be granted. God, I would hope not.
The headline is, I'm looking at my paperwork here from the court. Okay, many pages. This is the newly issued extended, amended temporary protection order.
So yeah, that seems wild to me. I'm sure it does to you guys too, that the only option is permanent.
It's not extended. Forgive me. On my other page, let me just make sure I got this right. Hold on, let me just check. Yeah. Great. On the initial one that I got on, it was issued February 11th. It wasn't served until February 14th, Valentine's Day. That was not my doing. That was, I don't know, they're slow, doing it.
So it was issued, and then by the time they sent out the paperwork from New Jersey to North Carolina and had them served, there was a few days notice. Yeah, I have not seen any of the paperwork at all. I have not seen a single bit of paperwork to even confirm what she used, what type of, like, if this is a DV RO, like what qualifications in Jersey she used. I have no idea to know the difference right now. I haven't seen any of the paperwork regarding anything with the RO, just what they've said, but
not up here in Jersey. They weren't slow.
I don't know what it is.
No hate. Oh,
Oh,
I guess they got a bigger territory to cover. The first protection order, temporary protective order, TPO.
So she's reading that right now. Let me back it up a little bit.
That was, I don't know, they're slow, doing it. Not up here in Jersey. They weren't slow up here. No hate. I guess they got a bigger territory to cover. The first protection order.
It's got to go from state to state and then be served. Even local ROs usually kind of have a delay, which is what we were talking about with that can be dangerous.
Temporary protective order. Sorry, temporary protective order (TPO).
Yeah.
Was
Temporary protective order. That's what a TPO is, but what file? I don't know.
issued February 11th. It was served. I have notice of service. I got back notice of service on the 14th. You guys knew before I did, I think, that it was served on the 14th in the late afternoon.
That's fucking
And
wild.
on this one, it said that
Fucking wild.
it was granted.
And only at request of the plaintiff can they be changed or modified. That's wild.
TPO granted by Superior Court judge. Okay. So this took place in Superior Court by Superior Court judge granted. This is the first one. Okay. Granted on the 11th against the defendant. Plaintiff being me, defendant being, you know who.
Okay, you guys must be searching something different. What's the title of the one you're looking up, Queen Widow? Is it a FRO in Jersey? That's wild. Yeah, New Jersey has some crazy laws, you guys. Like that's one thing I'm learning about this too, is Jersey has some really interesting laws that I've never quite seen. Of course, I'm not like a legal expert in any capacity. That's why. But some of the things up there that are just kind of shocking to me. It's very different.
One person. Okay. And this initial report, this initial TPO was granted by the judge, who is a woman and shouldn't be talked about. That's all I'll say about it.
Yes, I know.
And there's some explanations in here about what.
I think that's kind of a statewide thing. Like all states have certain things that qualify or classify as lifetime right off the bat. But something like this, I was stunned to hear that would be the only option.
The person on the receiving end of a temporary protective order is basically not allowed to do, right? It's pretty well spelled out. Okay. And the next headline is, I have today, there's two.
Gangs or mobs?
I know you're not looking at them, but I can't show it to you. Take my word for it. I have a good track record of honesty. This one.
Excuse me, ma'am, what? I have a good track record for honesty.
I have today, there's two. I know you're not looking at them, but I can't show it to you. Take my word for it. I have a good track record of honesty. This one, it actually has the same docket number as that one. However, there's a box above and a box below. On this one, the box is checked temporary protective order, TPO.
Wait, what? A DUI isn't a criminal offense? The first one is not a criminal offense in New Jersey? What? You got to be pulling my leg on that, Lauren.
And on this one, the box is checked amended temporary protective order. It was the same judge this time that was there today. The hearing was at 8:30 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And on this form, it was an in-person hearing before the judge. That'll come into play in a minute when I tell you the rest.
TPO.
This newly amended temporary protective order
TPO
is in place until there is now a hearing on March 12th, 2026. It's at the same court. I believe it's a different judge that day. I think. Okay. It's checked TPO granted. And it's also checked before the date, it appears final protective order hearing date. Okay. So the hearing on the 12th, which is too far away for my liking, but it is what it is. February 12th is will be the hearing.
Me, myself, and I. What do you mean by that? In my opinion, if you yourself were in the same situation as Granny, you might feel a different way. What do you mean by that? Can you explain and elaborate a little bit, please? With all due respect, what BJ and Julie are doing has nothing to do with Granny. Not at all. Julie's the one that is doing this. So if BJ gets away with this or whatever, you can thank Julie. I don't know what you mean, though. Granny deserves justice. I guess selfishly, I think she deserves justice, true justice, and retribution, not forced retaliation, revenge by what BJ and Julie are trying to normalize being done with our court systems. Granny was the outcome and has suffered through all sorts of shit because BJ opened this fucking door. Her and Betty did. And Julie was like, I'll match you guys and walk right through it with you too. They're one and the same to me. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, though.
Date for the final protective order hearing date, February 12th, 2026. And it is in person in New Jersey, required. Both parties are required to appear in New Jersey in person.
Absolutely.
And
that is a biggie.
And both parties are required to appear in court in person on the 12th for the final protective order. Oh, did I say February 12th? I meant March 12th. I apologize. I'm sorry. I've had a long day.
I don't know what you guys
3/12.
mean by that.
3/12/2026. So 3 is January, February, March 12th. Okay. Sorry, I misspoke. As you know, I made a video about me talking to my attorney about.
Like I said, I'm completely unwilling to normalize this or go along with the people who are agreeing with this. I'm sorry, I'm just not, because then it gives justification for all those fucking assholes that try to say that BJ was justified in doing this to Granny. I will never be okay or justifying that of what BJ and co-plaintiffs did to those ladies. And justifying what Julie is doing is one and the same for me. Weaponization of our court systems, I'll never be okay with it. And if that bothers people, I'm sorry, but I'm never going to be okay on the side of this being done to anybody. I'm not.
Not wanting.
Real justice is needed for the actual victims of BJ, not self-concocted victims like Julie has tried to make herself be.
A remote via Zoom or other teleconference hearing, which seems to some people counterintuitive, right? Why would you want in a protective order, right? Why would you want a person you believe to be threatening you to be in person in court with you? It seems counterintuitive. However, I express it that.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's just fucked up. I know, like, she has done horrible things to people, but she deserves to be held accountable for the fucking things she's done to the people she's done them to. And Craig's fucking reckless. I mean, they deserve to absolutely be held to the fire, their feet to the fire, and held accountable for the things they've done. That's actually supporting our justice system doing the right thing and not allowing things like this to happen to people like Granny and people justifying it based on their hate of Granny. That fucking pissed me off when people used to use the justification of they hated and she'd done so many horrible things to so many people. No, there was no justification for this shit, either her or Barbecue. You don't have to like them to know and stand against our court systems being misused.
Time, my concerns to my attorney, what my concerns were about if they were to file, and there is something they have to file, to have it be a remote hearing, right? And it was explained to me by my attorney, if they were to have an attorney and file for a remote hearing, that we could file a motion to oppose the remote hearing. It was already supposed to be an in-person hearing. So there was nothing for me to file.
I missed that comment from Lawnmower. BJ is like, BJ. Oh. I don't think they've ever, who are you talking about, ever asked for forgiveness? Granny is not right going at BJ? What? Granny has every right to defend herself in the court of law to false allegations. What are you talking about? That's an asinine comment. She has absolute right to go after BJ. BJ's the reason why Granny got pulled into this shit. Let's not play stupid here. Let's stop the bullshit. Seriously, some of you guys have your heads up your asses so far, I can't even understand it at this point. Granny has every fucking right to be pissed. That it's got to be, right? Right? Are we in it? Did somebody fall? Granny is doing it for money. Come the fuck on, lawnmower. You are dumb, aren't you? You got to be trolling us, right? This is a fucking troll. This has got to be a fucking troll, right? Granny's doing it for money. How is that possible? Granny got pulled into court by 10 fucking plaintiffs. Okay, I'm not even letting you distract me because that's just so fucking crazy to me. Why are you distracting off of? Oh, baby, it's so good to see you. Okay, yeah, email me. I've been so worried. Okay, it's so good to see you. Yeah, you got to be a troll. Anywho, back to this. I don't have to justify that shit. You're just being asinine. Pull your head out of your ass, please, before you try to talk anymore.
Or my attorney to file because nothing had been objected to.
Is that Craig's lawnmower?
I'm going to read this comment out.
Wait a second. Is that Craig's lawnmower? Are you the one that's been giving him that fucking comb over butt cut? That's probably why you're angry, huh? You have to cut that fucking hair because we know he's not using scissors. He goes out there to mow the lawn at 3 a.m. and gives himself a haircut. You're responsible for this lawnmower, aren't you? I get why you're pissed off. Being Craig's lawnmower would fucking suck. It would. It really would.
Because you have good instincts here. I'm not saying who said it. I don't have live chat replay, FYI. But if anybody's recording this now,
wrong one.
Whatever. But someone in my chat says the defendant may make a fool of themselves, and a judge will see. Yeah, we'll see that.
Bye.
So the reasons for having an in-person hearing and why I would file for a motion, as my attorney explained, a motion to oppose a virtual hearing.
And that's exactly what happened, Nicole. That's exactly what happened with the RICO and racketeering. Watching people justify that as we were reading through those documents and seeing what was actually being claimed and then going to check. Like, we did the same thing with that. None of us were sure what was said or what they were quoting, but we thought something was off. So we would go pull the videos just like I'm doing now based on the fucking words and the claims that they made. And we were finding how extensive the lies were. People tried to justify that based on their hatred for Granny and still do. Oh, me, myself, and I do too. I completely do too. And I said that the other day. It's human nature for her. She shouldn't care. She doesn't have to care. She's been lied on. See, that's the thing. She shouldn't have to feel any way other than what she does. This same thing happened to her. She don't have to give a fuck about this. I would expect nonetheless. She even said the other day that if the evidence didn't back up, she's not for that. She's not for people lying on others in court. But Granny has every fucking right to never concern herself with giving a fuck. She's called Julie out on a lot of things. It's crazy to me. Treato fund for Hank and Coop. Thank you, Dogs Over Humans. Thank you. But I agree with you for sure. 100% agree with you. She is absolutely the one. And I've said that over and over again. What was shocking to me the other day when we were having that conversation is how many people were not aware of even Julie's past. But then when I went to look, we were catching all this recent stuff and her like detailing every single event she was doing. It's stunning to me. So you take what she claimed she did with the police reports and the prosecutor notice, and then all the claims that she's made and publicly detailed, and then BJ's videos, and you match it up and you're just sitting there going like, they are way more alike than they are different. I mean, I'm here for the fucking low-cal Olympics.
Were numerous, actually. And everything that I was basically not basically everything that I was concerned about.
And the one thing I can fucking say is I'm so glad to be able to say that this has nothing to do with Granny's case. Like what Julie and BJ are doing has nothing to do or will not impact what is going on there. It can't slow it down. It can't speed it up. Like it's completely separate, because I would be even more fucking to the point of burn it to the ground if it was going to impact her. But I really believe that they will get their justice sooner than later. And I really hope that people are held accountable for this shit. I really do. They deserve that so much. This has been the fucking ROs that they filed, the fucking hearings, them trying to get her for contempt and then withdrawing right away. The games are shit. The fucking, ugh. That's why it pisses me off seeing people like Julie like trying to antagonize and do the same thing. She's like being a mini Nick. And if she gets away with this time, when's she going to stop? Nonsense. And just because you think Julie is wrong in this situation doesn't mean BJ is right. Fuck no. Two things can be true and people have a hard time seeing that. I get that, Demon. I do. But again, for me, whether people are having a hard time seeing it or not, that's each and everybody is going to have their opinion based on what we're seeing and hearing. I'm not trying to force this. We're walking this and all kind of having open conversations of where's the line? Where's the boundaries? At one point in time, it was very clear we stood against shit like this, going real life. Like just that piece in particular with Julie. She has been going real life on so many people, parents of the missing child, all these things. And now she's being cheered for this type of behavior. It's just a mind fuck in that capacity too. I mean, she went real life on parents of a missing child, SF, creators, like anybody and everybody. It's wild to me. And I'm not saying a lot of people disagree with what she's doing and just are choosing to wait and see what the court does. But there are people that are like cheering Julie on and excusing this behavior and like throwing themselves at the wall saying, no, she's got all this proof. She had death threats and they did this and you're so wrong nonsense. Like there's people going that direction. And it is like, huh? What are you hearing that we're not? Just tell me where to see it.
For a remote hearing.
Okay.
Actually,
all right. I got to back that up because I talked us in a circle there. This part confuses me too. And I'm going to genuinely ask you guys your opinion.
Or my attorney to file because nothing had been objected to. I'm going to read this comment out because you have good instincts here. I'm not saying who said it. I don't have live chat replay, FYI. But if anybody's recording this now, whatever. But someone in my chat says, the defendant may make a fool of themselves and a judge will see. Yeah, we'll see that. So the reasons for having an in-person hearing and why I would file for a motion, with, as my attorney explained, a motion to oppose a virtual hearing.
So she was talking about filing a motion to oppose a Zoom. So she's afraid of these people. And she was going to oppose a virtual hearing. Is that what you guys are getting? I'm going to do that one more time. But this is so confusing to me that now if I was the defendant, I would want to be there. I would fucking want to be in that courtroom so the judge could look me in the eyes. That's just who I am. I'm a control freak. But Julie, being the plaintiff and scared of these people, wants people who have never been to New Jersey to come to New Jersey to be in court. So she's opposing them Zooming in. I'm so fucking confused by this. Let's hear it again.
By FYI. But if anybody's recording this now, whatever. But someone in my chat says, the defendant may make a fool of themselves and a judge will see. Yeah, we'll see that. So the reasons for having an in-person hearing and why I would file for a motion, with, as my attorney explained, a motion to oppose a virtual hearing were numerous, actually. And everything that I was basically everything that I was concerned about for a remote hearing actually happened today.
I'm so lost on this. Like, I don't know that. Does that make sense to you guys? As the defendant, I would want to be there. But as the plaintiff, if somebody was threatening and harassing me, I wouldn't, and they've never been to my state, I wouldn't want the court to invite them or require them to be there, because then they're in the vicinity of where I live and that's too close for comfort. I don't know. That's my take on it. But I would, as the defendant, I would want to be there to look the judge in the face.
And
Bree, I don't even know how we're here. She hurts my brain, but it's kind of like a fucking science experiment at this point, because I don't even know what to believe anymore if we're hearing what we're actually hearing, because it's a mind fuck. Mind fuck how we've gotten here.
I won't lie to you, I'm not happy with not receiving notice. But you know, I say shame on me.
Isn't Julie the one that took the selfies outside the police department? Is that correct? Didn't Julie, when she went to file one of these police reports, took a selfie outside of the police department and sent it to people?
Because I should have known by now who I'm dealing with. It was so.
No, I didn't, y'all. I'm going up.
Please understand something. The attorney that Al and I use is also our friend in real life.
Okay, but have you guys not heard her say that she's not using an attorney for this in what we have watched recently? Yolanda's not drunk, I'm looking. You're gonna love this. Lawnmower has up a short showing Clue with Queen Bee and none other than iTow. Of course they do. Of fucking course.
Life, who is
well, it's LA too. The capital LA. That's funny.
has a large practice, and he is a municipal judge, not in the county where I live or where this court hearing is, or even in the county where he lives. He's a municipal judge in a different county than either of those. And he's a very, very busy person. And he's been very good to our family. And he's there. I mean, when I called him, at 9:00 at night on the cell phone, he picks up the phone because Al is like a brother to him. Al's like a brother to him, basically. They're not really, but Al is like a brother.
I know.
Okay. But he's a very busy person. And this is not really his area.
Me, myself, and I. You want to know what I didn't remember? When Burnt Toast did a stream on her recently, well, not recently, May of 25, that to combat Burnt Toast going after her, or her words, basically, Burnt Toast wasn't going after her. She was just reviewing her. But she claimed that Burnt Toast had basically shared her children. She lied on Burnt Toast too, when Burnt Toast had just done a video on her. That was it. Like, I forgot she did that too. There's been so fucking much happening at such a high rate. She has done the most to so many people. It's unfucking believable.
We have expertise. Nonetheless, he is always there for us when we need him. But I don't try to take advantage of him. He's not free. We do get a discount, the friends and family discount, but he's not free.
No, me, myself, and I'm not. Nope. In fact, I'm going to invite Burnt Toast on if she would like to join me some night to talk about that, because Rowena mentioned it the other day when she was on Kathy P's, and I was like, holy fuck, I forgot about that. She did the same thing to me yesterday. Same exact thing. Put a short up saying that she heard that I was going to be using videos of Spencer. Never would I ever. I asked the chat not to even say their names.
And since he became a judge, I am more mindful of his time, right? So I was staying in touch with my attorney all the way up until the close of day, the business day, the court's day, close of day, yesterday, February 19th, when we did a last check that there was no attorney of record for their side.
Man, it's way worse than I ever realized. When they brought this to me the other day, I was completely taken back because I knew that the temporary order had been served. But then when I hear about a criminal complaint, Demon mentioned it earlier, like how this has all gone and everything, like had people, even me, like I can't understand half of this shit. But then when you go and look at what she's saying she's using, and this is what led to this, and this is, but once Craig's the one that's made all the threats and they're going after criminal charges on BJ and not Craig, it's so fucking convoluted, and it just keeps getting muddier and muddier with shit like this that we're hearing.
At the end of business day yesterday, there was no attorney of record on their side. And that was confirmed today in two ways, that at the end of business yesterday, that there was no attorney of record. It was confirmed first in court
Looked up.
by the defendant's attorney, who stated that they needed an extension because they were only retained late last night.
Okay. I'm going to take this down for a minute. Look at that face. Like she's smug.
And that's a nice way of putting it, because after court, we confirmed that it was actually had to have been, in my opinion, after midnight, because, well, at least when that attorney.
I'm glad you came in and asked me that, me, myself, and I. I'm really glad you came in and even said something to me and stayed for a conversation about it. I really am, because I'm genuinely coming to the understanding more and more. And that's why the more I'm pushing back, like it's not to try and help BJ. And that would be the last thing I would do. If anything I was detailing would impact this or the outcome of this, I would have remained silent. Because I don't give a fuck either what truly, if they're cost money and shit. What I care about, though, is the misuse of our justice system and how much real life shit she has done. I forgot she did family trees on Chris's exes, Katie's entire family. She came in doing all of this to parents of a missing child and has escalated so bad. The girls reminded me the other day about SF. I forgot about that too. And I still don't understand all of that. But she walked through an entire video teaching people step by step how to report his license. Trying to go the most real life. And then she just, in the beginning of this, you might have came in late too, we were listening to her give this whole pompous fucking account of why she was going to take her to copyright claims court. And she was doing it right before all of these ROs and shit were filed. She was trying to take her down via copyright. And she even said her own fucking words that she was thrilled about where she was at. It's and all of this she did. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, if anybody helped BJ and Craig, it was her. And she should be ashamed of herself. This is truly disgusting what she has done. That police report on her, the young man that she used, do you know that that's happening too? She is trying to claim that she filed on behalf of one of her young men because she filed on Britney. She filed a police report on Britney on this young man's account because of a post that War Eagle made of screenshots, and BJ shared War Eagle's post. Why didn't she file on War Eagle? She claims War Eagle doxed her child's. But instead of filing, like, there's so many fucking questions I have.
Asked to make it remote. It was after midnight because the date on that paperwork is February 20th, which is today. So, and that attorney is in New Jersey, East Coast time. Okay, we're not dealing with people, different time zones.
Yeah.
East Coast time. Defendant lives East Coast time. Everybody's on East Coast time. We're all on the same time. So the fact that on that work, it's dated February.
That didn't stop her. It was a totally wrong SF, but it didn't stop her from trying to walk people through how to report the actual SF and try to get his license removed. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
February 20th. And on this paper and today, the hearing was 8:30 a.m. this morning. And you know me, I don't like to be late, especially for something important. I was there really early. As a matter of fact, I had to wait in the lobby for them to let us up. You know, I wasn't the only one, but there was a number of people because you have to get through security and everything. This is my county. Again, my county has between 500,000 and 1 million people in this county. It's a giant building, different floors. It's a big. It's not a little courthouse. It's a building, you know.
Okay.
First you go to the 9th floor, then you go to the 8th floor, then you got to go to the 3rd floor. Okay, big building, lots of floors, lots of people, and they have other offices there besides the court, I think, but like county kind of offices, but just few specialty offices. It's not the general county office. That's in a different building.
Okay.
So again, end of business day, no attorney on record for them. I bought myself, is it here? Do I have it here? Yeah, I do. Somebody, when I tell you, like, okay, I took it out because it's all out here. This is documentation, police reports, blah, blah, blah. I have a file folder. It's labeled.
Oh, I want to show you guys this. This is where my thumbnail comes from.
Okay, I had everything nicely organized in here. You're allowed to bring your laptop in. You know, I don't know to what extent the videos or audios were going to be played, but everything was prepared. And I actually wrote on it because I said to my attorney end of day yesterday.
This actually pissed me off. That's why I used it as my thumbnail. Hopefully people don't misrepresent what it is, but this pisses me off.
And again, shame on me. I don't think he's going to show up because I'd heard his voice not that long before, and he was saying he wasn't going to New Jersey, and I didn't think he was. And at the end of the day, there was no attorney on record. I thought that would be the end of it, but I should have known better.
So are you guys under the understanding here potentially that she was expecting him to no show and it just be granted? Anybody else kind of think that that might be what she was hoping for? He wasn't going to go to Jersey and what? Like, I'm going to play that part right there again.
You're allowed to bring your laptop in. You know, I don't know to what extent the videos or audios were going to be played, but everything was prepared. And I actually wrote on it because I said to my attorney end of day yesterday. And again, shame on me. I don't think he's going to show up because I'd heard his voice not that long before, and he was saying he wasn't going to New Jersey, and I didn't think he was. And at the end of the day, there was no attorney on record. I thought that would be the end of it, but I should have known better. Types of stuff people complain. And
there's more too. You don't have to make a full determination yet and can wait for more. There's more that's said here but that's where my brain is going and questioning. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Did she think that some way, somehow she was going to oppose this and they were just going to default this in some, I don't know. I don't know.
And it's pink. And my labels, I use all pastels, by the way, like blue, purple, actually light purple, lilac, and pink were my bat mitzvah colors. All my balloons were lilac and pink. Very 80s. And I wrote a note to myself.
This is the thumbnail on my video tonight. It says, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Ma'am, this is not courage. This is performative as fuck. Performative as fuck. What do you think
on this? Because I said, I'm going to go in by myself. I'm okay. I got this. I got everything. We have.
Oh, and here goes the tears. The tears are coming.
Talked. We have everything. I said, I made that call late. And I said, it's okay. And he's a busy guy. And he's a friend. And he's not free either. So thought I could save myself a dime because I didn't think anything was going to happen. If I had been told even 5 minutes before I entered the courtroom, even 1 minute before I entered the courtroom, that there was going to be a remote meeting, I wouldn't have entered the courtroom. I would have called my attorney and said, you need to call here immediately and figure this shit out, or get one of the other attorneys in your office or whatever.
I'm so confused by that. I'm backing this up and then we'll hear it fully. You guys, this shit hurts my brain. I'm not joking. And I really want your opinions on this because my brain is going, what? Sorry, the dogs.
Because I said, I'm going to go in by myself. I'm okay. I got this. I got everything. We have talked. We have everything. I said, I made that call late. And I said, it's okay. And he's a busy guy. And he's a friend. And he's not free either. So thought I could save myself a dime because I didn't think anything was going to happen. If I had been told even 5 minutes before I entered the courtroom, even 1 minute before I entered the courtroom, that there was going to be a remote meeting, I wouldn't have entered the courtroom. I would have called my attorney and said, you need to call here immediately and figure this shit out.
So she knew that he wasn't coming to New Jersey because he could be heard in the background. So she was sure he wasn't coming to New Jersey. How else did she think that this court case was going to go besides just a default in her favor? Do you see what I'm saying? Is that what you guys are picking up?
Or get one of the other attorneys in your office or whatever. Or I have his assistant. I have her phone number on my cell phone. Could have called his assistant and said, push back my thing so you can get in touch with this judge's chambers, right? But I was given no warning at all. And I even asked the person.
Body, I think that's fair, but I think it's only fair if the threats are made directly to her or he's speaking directly to her in that manner. And nothing that I've seen yet has been directly to her until after he was served with this RO. No excuses on Craig's behalf at all. His mouth is reckless. He talks like shit. He has threatened people. I get that. But I don't know how he's not being charged criminally if he's the one who has the most evidence against him. He's not being charged criminally for the threats. But she, that's where I get really, what?
The bailiff or whatever who, brought us from the elevator up to the courtroom. I don't know if it was bailiff, security, whatever he was. I said, did you see, is there a defendant here in my case? And he asked my name, defendant's name, and he said, no. I said, okay. And then I said, did you see, is there an attorney here? And he said, nope, didn't see one. Okay. So I go in the courtroom and I'm called. There was a case, they were going through a couple, there was actually 2 cases right before me. It was this one case, this case. And after the second case, before my case was called up, the judge got up and left the bench for a minute, I guess, going into their chambers, right? And
that Body, Demon and I were talking about that earlier, and it's just got my brain confused majorly on that. I don't understand, if there's substantiated threats that Craig has made, why is he not being charged criminally and BJ is? That's what I don't understand out of this.
They called my name before the judge came back in, and I gathered all my stuff, all my paperwork with this is a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way. I got my laptop, just in case. I have my I's dotted and my T's crossed. I'll tell you one funny thing I said later. So when I go up, they call my name, and I wasn't looking up at the moment. I was gathering my stuff. I was bringing it to the front. They have the tables in front, where there's a microphone, right? Like courtroom. Told us what chair you go to this chair. And I'm putting my stuff out and I'm taking my folder out and, whatever, looking down. And then I see, just before the judge came back in, there is a big screen that was off, a big TV screen that was off for the first 2 cases that went before me. It comes on.
Okay.
It flashes on.
Where's Kim?
And the first person I see in that screen, it's not the defendant, but
Kim, let me see what you said. Nonsense. I'm with you calling this out for misusing the court system, but this could help BJ and Craig because they haven't went in front of the judge yet to prove their case. Just saying, I'm still with you. No, Kim, honestly, it couldn't. They have an attorney. Their attorney, this is all very publicly available. Every bit of it. There is nothing here. Their attorney, nothing I do or say is going to help them. That would have been like claiming people were helping with any of these cases or anything that have reviewed them. That was mentioned earlier. I respectfully see where you're trying to come from, but there's nothing here that I can do to help what is happening. This is all, Julie has detailed all of this very publicly and told them what they were doing, directed stuff directly to BJ and Craig. And they have gone to court on this one already. The other one is just going to be what it is. What they're claiming, what Julie is claiming, is that a summons has been issued already because of the evidence she provided the court. So what we are openly discussing is, what else does she have? She has to have something else. There has to be a missing piece, because if this is all she's got, but this is what she's pointed everybody in the direction of. So I don't know. I really don't. Oh, did you lose that down the side of the stove?
The person he lives with on the screen. And just then I was like, I gotta tell you, I was good. I kept it together.
Yeah, they're saying at the same time, Kim, and I hope you understand what I'm saying. People are saying that Julie has sufficient evidence and the DA already signed off on this and she's already been charged. That's what I'm getting at, is that's what they are claiming, is that she has already basically been charged and now they're proceeding. I don't necessarily agree that that's where we're at, but we'll just have to wait and see where the court goes. If she has sufficient evidence and the DA has signed off, nothing I can do. Their attorney's going to have to figure it out. This has all been out. Julie's been putting this out here and like directing everybody to this shit.
But if ever there was a moment where, someone said steam would come, you're so like you have steam would be literally coming out of my ears, that would be the moment.
The only thing I think it does for BJ is ultimately because of Julie and what she said publicly and detailed publicly and how she went about it. I think Julie actually, for BJ's people, like most of us still see BJ exactly the same. If not, BJ and Julie are more similar than they are different. I think Julie, by doing all this and like pushing things to this degree, if this is all she's got, is going to give BJ the victimhood in her sub's eyes again, which they'll do that anyway. They'll twist whatever. There's nothing we can do to, and BJ manipulates it and knows exactly how to play this shit.
Because had I known, had I been given even a minute's warning, I would have said, I'm not stepping to that desk in camera view. I would have said, I'm not stepping to this desk in camera view. Oh, thanks, Bitter Tea. Strength isn't loud. It's a quiet decision to stand back again. When no one is clapping, we're all clapping for you, Julie. Love you. I appreciate it so much. Really. I'm sorry it took me a while to come on and talk today. Mostly because I was kicking myself. I was kicking myself for being, I don't know, for thinking, nothing was going to happen like this. So immediately things turned a little, I don't know what word I want to use to describe it. There was a lot of questions going on from me. All right. And so let me just explain everything that I thought, all the reasons, although it seems counterintuitive, all the reasons that I was concerned about a remote hearing basically happened today, or almost happened today, depending on what I was.
Oh man, chicken nugget, that actually would be fucking a blast if you really want to know. I'm not saying that because I want to be involved in that, but I'm just saying I would be the most hostile fucking witness, and I would tell that judge all about the fucking defendant trying to do RICO and racketeering, and I would say that this lady needs to be in a straitjacket. I would be the best witness, and I would tell the judge that both of them are pathetic, and they're they took themselves to pasture, and I'm sorry that the court's time has been wasted for this. That's what I would do. fuck them both at this point.
Worried about. One thing I was worried about was that the defendant would not be alone talking to the judge without somebody by their side, right? Who would be able to do anything. I mean, I'm not saying accusing anybody of doing anything. I'm saying it's possible to pass them notes. It's possible to pinch them under the table when they think they're saying something wrong, right? It's possible to whatever. This is not the attorney I'm talking about sitting next to him. The attorney was elsewhere. As far as I can tell, based on live streams we've seen and the complete darkness behind them, generally, that's where they were. And also, according to the judge, something I didn't see, but then something I did see, a disrespect for how one is to appear in court. That's the judge who said that, not me.
How did that turn into he was shirtless? Does anybody recall how that statement right there turned into he was shirtless? Because have you guys heard all of that too? You're going to have to use a big one. Sorry, Kenzie cut her finger being a smartass trying to clean the side of the stove. So I was finding her Band-Aid. Did I unmute? Yeah, I did. Thank God.
Look at it.
I don't know.
That's disgusting.
This is so weird to me. So why? Yeah, that's what I'm not understanding, Bobby. And I don't know what her expectation was for Britney not to be there. I'm sorry, but Craig ain't gonna know what the fuck is going on if he's even shows up, in my opinion. How did Julie not expect that to happen? How is Julie confused by this? And why did she not want to be seen on freaking Zoom? She's seen on camera. They know what she looks like. Like, what is this weird shit? Is it weird to you?
I don't know what that new attorney was feeling at that moment. I have no idea. Maybe she's normally that pale or turns different colors of pale in a hearing.
Oh.
But that's all I'll say is I saw a few different colors.
Gotcha. So it was like a fucking joke and then got ran with as true. Okay.
Colors of pale come over her face in the theatrics of that little event. And I'm just saying what I observed personally, but it wasn't just me who observed it. I'm saying it because the judge said to the attorney, "You look like you don't feel well." I'll be getting a transcript of the proceedings. My attorney's going to be doing that for me. So we have it in preparation for March 12th.
So now has there been, would that form, likely not, huh? Would it say that she has a notice of appearance by said attorney? Because are you guys understanding that she now is saying that she's having her attorney take this over because things didn't go as she wanted? Is that what you guys are picking up?
The judge said, "Oh, counselor, you look like you don't feel well." I couldn't really see the screen well. Actually, my first question for the judge when I saw this, I can't say it was my first question. I'm trying to remember.
This is so weird to me, Bobby. Listen to this question. So Julie didn't expect to have to do this via Zoom, and she didn't anticipate them showing up. So I think she was hoping for a default. But then listen to what she gets up there in front of the judge, and this is what she asks.
Remember my questions. One of the first questions I asked was, "Is this person I see on the screen a licensed attorney, past the bar in the state of New Jersey?" No offense to anybody, but
I will for sure, baby. Love you. She asks if the attorney representing BJ and Craig is licensed in New Jersey. What?
In preparation for
what?
March 12th. The judge said, "Oh, counselor, you look like you don't feel well." I couldn't really see the screen well. Actually, my first question for the judge when I saw this, I can't say it was my first question. I'm trying to remember my questions. One of the first questions I asked was, "Is this person I see on the screen a licensed attorney, past the bar in the state of New Jersey?" No offense to anybody, but the judge maybe doesn't really understand why somebody like me would ask that question. But
I don't know. The judge, I don't understand why somebody like you. Hey, Cooper, stop with. She's right there. Give her a kiss. He's talking to Smush. I'm not a judge, but I don't understand it either. Why would you ask that?
I think you guys understand why I would ask.
Why
if I
would-
see a person
no.
I don't know, they're not wearing a button that says attorney,
Would that be your first question? To question if the attorney representing the defendant was licensed to practice in that state? Would you guys think of even asking that? I don't think I would even think of asking that, let alone have the balls to ask that. They have to file a notice of appearance on behalf of their client. Like they're held to a bar. What is this weird shit? 100% no. Okay, so I'm not the only one that finds that to be odd. Okay, thank you. I swear this gets weirder and weirder every day. And I'm just like, why the fuck do I pick these rabbit holes? Why? Hey, Cooper. Sorry, guys.
I don't know who it is on the Zoom. I asked the question. They said yes, they were.
It's
Licensed
kind
to
of-
practice law in the state of New Jersey. She said that she was only retained late last night. And again, on the paperwork that was actually filed, the date of the paperwork that was filed was today's date. So how could I have been made aware? How could I have been notified that this change from an in-person hearing to a remote hearing would take place? But I still was upset because, I didn't say it at the moment, but I did call to the courthouse to ask some questions about, was there something procedurally amiss in me not being aware?
I feel bad for those clerks or judges or whoever is answering the phone, because she then proceeds to call to ask if there was something procedurally amiss. But she called the attorney, told him he better fucking handle it, basically. I'm so fucking confused by this.
So I immediately asserted what I thought were my rights to ask these questions. That I said, I object to having a remote hearing because this is a cyber harassment case. How do I know somebody is not off camera here filming this behind the defendant?
Okay, and what? Her concern was, how do I know that somebody's not off camera filming this? What?
That will be used to put on the internet. I don't know. No way to
Julie, you've been putting this all over the internet. Do you know New Jersey laws allow for like FOIAs and transcripts and all of it? You realize that, right? And your concern was that there might be somebody standing off camera filming this and it might be used for content. Ma'am, that's exactly what you're doing, is using this for content. Why wouldn't they want to keep a copy of this so they could remember what the judge told them?
No. That's what the courtroom does for you, because you can't have your cell phones out and on unless it's being used for evidence or something like that. It was explained by the bailiff, the limited use of phones for certain things, but you have to wait for somebody to tell you could turn your phone on and that kind of stuff from the judge, So there's certain safety.
I was fucking so hoping she would say that they were allowing burner phones in. I was really hoping. Fuck me, myself, and I, and add everything else into that too. Advocate, better than everything than everybody. But then these are the questions and things she admits to doing in court. Like, she's so intelligent and we're all so beneath her, but this is what she's detailing happened. I'm so fucking lost, man. Yes, Julie, I'm stupid. Okay. When it comes to Juliaisms, no, it's not Julia. Julieisms. I don't understand what you're saying here.
Measures you have in place for, not being filmed off things or having somebody, doing stuff, or maybe somebody could present AI evidence.
What the fuck? Take the fucking wheel. Whoever got me on this fucking bus, whoever brought this to my chat, I still need to go back and hunt you down. Whoever brought my attention to this, that this criminal complaint had been filed, and we decided to go look because we're fucking nosy and we wanted to know what the fuck. You're going down with me because I'm in a rabbit hole I can't get out of.
You could turn your phone on and that kind of stuff from the judge,
So there's certain safety measures you have in place for, not being filmed off things or having somebody, doing stuff, or maybe somebody could present AI evidence. I also had expressed to my attorney.
Fucking Grok. Grok was going to fucking show up as a goddamn witness in this case. Say it, Julie. Just do it. Go all the way there.
Something I was concerned about. Because I recall the defendants talking about, their spotty internet service at different times.
Oh, what?
One
Obviously, their attorney was there. What are we doing here, Julie? Who cares about what they're doing? Their attorney is there representing them. They didn't even have to be there if their attorney showed up, but they were all there. They were there. What are we missing here, Julie? Well, I guess you're questioning. We go from questioning the attorney's credentials, whether this person's a real attorney or not, to, well, what if it's AI? Can you imagine the fucking brain of that judge hearing all this? These poor people. I feel bad for the attorneys, or not the attorneys, the judges in Pennsylvania that have to deal with those assholes, and New Jersey too. Like, what the fuck? And in North Carolina. I feel bad for these judges in these states.
thing that I know, and you guys know, that the judge did not know, I believe, is that, on the defendant's side, I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know, is that on the defendant's side, and there in the room, which the judge was, how do I put this? I don't want to editorialize this, but if, in my opinion, if a judge admonishes,
and that's all we got. Unfortunately, that's all we got, but that was plenty. That was plenty. I got one more little short video. That's all we got of that. So she takes it down. She removed that. But I got so many fucking questions after hearing just that. But to me, it sounds like she was hoping to win by default. That's what I kind of take out of this, that she was really bummed out by this. And now she's kind of talking about, this is where the confusion came in the other day with people saying, some saying that she was being represented by an attorney and some saying she wasn't. Hey, Coop, quit. Hank, Coop, outside. Sorry, the boys are running in circles and playing. AI evidence, and is the attorney licensed? And she's worried about this being content, but makes it content. I'm so confused. Okay, here's one more. These people are wild. So we'll play the one. This is a short one. It's only 3 minutes. But I'm going to play this. And then I'll play tomorrow. I'll play you the one that goes in front of it. Hey, stop it. My dogs are playing and they're being chaotic and I need to take them to bed. So this is 3 minutes long. But this is Christmas. She files the police report on the 26th, if you recall. This is right before she filed that police report, the third one.
and said that she has a video of,
Okay.
and said that she has a video of Spencer's twin brother being interviewed, and she watched that video. Where the fuck did you get that video, Brittany? Where did you get that video? Why are you, Brittany, and your pals exchanging videos of an autistic young man who asked not to be on YouTube? You weirdos, you psychos, what is going on? If I find out.
Okay, just a quick little side note here. We found out, due to what we watched last night, that there was screenshots posted by War Eagle saying that these, there was a video out there or whatever. We don't know who all passed that video around. We know that War Eagle made the post and that BJ shared it on one of her live streams on the 25th of December or the 26th of December. But we listened to what was said. It wasn't really much, actually. And he was blurred out. His face was blurred out and his name was blurred out on the thing on what Britney showed. Some people said that they saw a post that wasn't edited and blurred out, but they don't know where that is or who did it. So right now, We only have the screenshots where his face is blurred out and his name was blurred out.
Out that you and your friends are exchanging videos of an autistic young
I
man
do too,
who asked
Rebecca.
not to be on YouTube, and you're watching
Yeah.
these videos. You already admitted to it.
Kim, that's why, like, with all respect, and I mean that genuinely, you guys, like, I'm not mad at people for really wanting BJ to have accountability and whatever consequences. I understand and hear you guys and do not disagree with you. I just want justice to come to the right people. And this is some petty ass fucking victimhood BJ and Julie Olympics situation. And I don't want their poor behavior to continue to impact others and open the door for more of this shit, because I will never justify what's been done to people I care about by people like this.
You called Brandy Wine a predator? You sicko? What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you watching videos of my autistic child who asked not to be on YouTube? Why? Why are you watching it? Where did you get that video? Where did you find that video? Who sent it to you?
How do we know that they watched a video? I mean, granted, they're saying that, but it's no different than BJ putting that video of her children public and people watching that. Wouldn't it be the same? Again, this is why I say they're this one and the same coin.
Why are you watching it? How much of it did you watch? Did you send it to anybody else? Where have you viewed it? Did you show it to anybody? These are questions I have, and I'm going to have the police ask you as well. What the fuck are you doing watching videos of my autistic son who said he didn't want to be on YouTube? There are no interviews of videos of my autistic stepson on YouTube, period. There are no videos of him being interviewed on TikTok. Where are you getting these videos from, Britney? I would like you to answer that question. Actually, you know what? You could tell your police department the answer to that question. You're a sicko. You're a weirdo. Is Craig watching those videos of my stepson?
The escalation in her behavior here from the 11th of December, which we watched in the beginning of this, to this one on December 25th or December 24th. Hold on. Was this Christmas Eve? No, this is Christmas Day. Is extreme.
Did you show it to Craig? Has he seen him? What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you?
Sorry, that's fucking wrong right there. That's fucking wrong. It's a Craig situation. This is a Craig fucking statement. This is why I can't see her. I just can't, you guys. I see her and BJ one and the same. This is something Craig's fucking reckless mouth would say.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you watching videos of him? Why are you talking about watching videos of my autistic stepson? Why? Why? What gives you the right?
What makes somebody's pupils extremely large? Could it be just the focus on the camera?
What kind of weirdo are you? If this was your kid and I was talking about watching videos of your kids on Christmas Day who are your autistic child, you would freak the hell out. Why are you in possession of videos of my son who's autistic and asked not to be on YouTube? Britney, who sent that to you? Fuck this shit. I'm calling the cops. Bye.
And she did.
Fucking weirdo.
She threatens to call the cops. Doesn't, obviously. She waits. Doesn't call the cops. But then Britney pulls the post up after Julie was acting like this. So the 25th, Julie acts like this. The 26th, Britney goes live and pulls up War Eagle's post. And it's War Eagle is saying you're threatening to call the cops on Britney for watching a video. And that's like the overall. But then she files a report after that. Like, That's what she filed. She already told her she was going to call the cops. And when you hear the one to War Eagle, she did an entire video to War Eagle. We'll watch that tomorrow. And like I said, Julie, you can remove all these videos if you want to. That's your call. I'm never going to tell you what to do, but I've got everything downloaded that I feel is appropriate and needed for detailing what is going on here. So do as you wish. But before I even start covering a topic, I make sure that I download. I've learned the hard way with BJ, and you showed yourself to be so similar to BJ right off the jump with threatening lawsuits that I will always protect myself and document and download. Something is really strange here. Something is so strange about this situation here, and I don't know what to even make of it. I wish we had more of that one video. Kim, if she does it, she does. I fall under fair use, and I think anybody will tell you I'm not even being like nasty and calling her names and fucking going after her looks or anything. Like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just trying to detail, and I'm just as confused as you guys. Like, when we're doing this, I'm going back and pulling things that I find interesting or questionable. That's the work I'm putting in, but you guys are openly discussing. We're figuring this out together because I don't fucking know what's going on either. Me, myself, and I think that basically kind of the same thing. They don't give a fuck. BJ cost them 10 grand. They don't actually give a fuck what happens, rightfully so. I'm with them on that too. Like, I fully support them not giving a fuck. And I think I've heard them both say that as long as, there's evidence to support the law and the law is used appropriately, then, they don't really have any concern or any statement. It is what it is. The courts are going to do what the courts are going to do. But Cletus has been very clear numerous times that as long as the courts are used appropriately. Jess said that the other day too. In essence, she was saying that if there was evidence, and I think a lot of them are in the understanding that there is evidence. Like, I think Julie has a lot of people convinced. And I question, because I didn't watch Julie. So I think a lot of the disconnect is a lot of us didn't know what was fully being said or going on, or what Julie was claiming, and then how she was going about it. I think there's a lot of people that don't know because there's just no fucking way to keep up with all this shit. And she has really ridden the people being like, Julie has banked on the hatred of Britney because of what she has done to Granny. That's what makes me really fucking mad too. She is using the dislike of BJ because of what she's done to Granny and Barbecue for her own self-serving need to be the martyr. It's fucking gross, man. This is so wild to me. Like, the more we look at it, and there's more. Like, I have so much more that I'm finding that I'm just like, what? Like, seeing this one, you should have saw my fucking mouth on the floor, man. It's like, what? I think Brittany and Craig are causing me traumatic stress disorder. At first I was like, oh, that's got to be a parody, right? No, it's a Diet Coke. Me, myself, and I am being bad. I'm probably going to go read for a little bit. It's so, crazy. Kenzie's back finally. Yeah, she's banked on that hate. People hate what she's done to Jess because of what she's done to Jess.
I think the battery's dying in the garage, but he's in the car.
It would be like me taking all the things that have been said to me throughout this time where I've been detailing what BJ has done and trying to make myself a bigger victim than Granny. Do you understand how fucked up that would be? Like, knowing what Granny is going through, but somehow trying to become the martyr. She just said it in this live stream earlier, like, some people don't want to take her income away. Yeah, because she's cost people thousands of dollars. So I think people are hesitant to be like, yeah, we want her income taken away. And she's like, I'll be the one. I'm thrilled to take her down. Like, almost in essence, in my opinion, you tell me what you guys think, but almost kind of throwing shade at Granny that Granny hasn't tried to remove her channel. Does that make sense? Did you guys kind of feel that too, those of you that listened to her say that? Sorry, I got to blow my nose really quick. This just feels so inappropriate in so many ways. And I don't know. It really bothers me all the way around. And it is what it is. Ultimately, nothing we do or say is going to change anything. There's a law for this. And like I said, maybe there will be this one big aha piece that she has. There's a possibility of that. But based on what she has very proudly detailed and how she's gone about it, I don't think we are going to get that. And that's because of what Julie has detailed, not because I believe a fucking thing BJ says. Craig is reckless. BJ is reckless. They fucking deserve accountability to be handed to them. And she is loving this. She is loving the fact that she could shout me out because I don't agree with what's done. But fuck you, bitch. You opened the goddamn door. You and Betty opened the goddamn door. And I don't understand how they're charging Britney criminally and not Craig. If Craig is the source of all these threats and he's who's been saying them, he should be, in my opinion, being charged criminally. And BJ, potentially for hosting him, but he would be the one threatening. Like, they're trying to say that he is the more dangerous of the two from what I'm gathering by her police reports and how Julie is phrasing it, that his past of violent behavior and stuff, he should be the one being charged if the evidence matches up to this. I don't understand it unless there's some sideline thing that she's doing. You can file an RO. I mean, BJ opened that fucking door. We saw exactly what she did to Clue and Cletus. I don't know. I get fucking sick of this shit though. I hate that people like Julie, and they raise the temperature of such good, well-intentioned people too. The people who are, some of them, now there's trolls that are trying to ride this out and really push between Granny and I having a fallout, of course. There are those people, but there are people that are genuinely just not understanding the depths of this, and I get it, and they're protective of Granny, and they hate what BJ has done to Granny, and they don't want BJ to have any, ability to spin shit. But Julie has given her a fucking platter of insanity with her own words and like played right in everybody's faces while doing it. That's how I feel about it. And I get why people are confused and don't want Julie or BJ to get away with shit. But it's not anybody's doing but Julie and BJ. These two fuckers. Sorry, it's terrible. I know, Autumn, you've had to. I felt so bad. Hey, Pen Pen. You guys, Burnt Toast. I watched Burnt Toast for a while tonight. I couldn't comment in there. I'm always like cooking dinner and shit or doing something. I was driving. I was running errands when I was listening to her tonight. But gosh, I miss her presence on this platform in times like this, especially because she has so much more legal understanding of these types of situations. She's so much better at breaking down laws and stuff. But I'm going to invite her. I got to email her and invite her on and see if she would be willing to come on, because I would love for her to talk about what Julie did when she reviewed her. Yeah, I miss her presence over here. She was good at reviewing stuff like this. And I really wish more people knew about what Julie had accused Burnt Toast of, because it's pretty well known. Even people that disagree with Burnt Toast or things like that, they know she has boundaries that she abides by. And for anybody to even remotely claim that she would show anybody's child is so beyond. She's never done anything like that. So Julie's defense right away, because she was getting reviewed by Burnt Toast and her feet held to the fire, she decided to claim that Burnt Toast showed her kids. Same shit she did to me last night. This pisses me off. This really pisses me off. This is such a BJ move. It's the same thing to me. And tell me how you guys feel before we end. But to me, this right here was the same type of manipulation that BJ tried with the she's clipping and time stamping my children. Do you remember that? And then she kept pushing that theory that I was doing something nefarious to her kids, BJ. And Penny Monroe decided to call me a child predator because of it and encourage people to report me to YouTube and law enforcement. This is no different. Julie did the exact same thing to me that BJ does. Exact same thing, and used her kids to do it. It is Autumn. It's deja vu. Me, myself, and I, thank you for coming in tonight and having the conversation. Thank you for those that have been confused for coming in and having the conversation. I am really wanting to figure out what the fuck is going on, because the last thing I want to do is anybody to be able to normalize what's happening to people in our court systems. I wish this slap would have worked faster, and I hope these people are held accountable way more than anything. But this is what she did while I was doing my live yesterday. And anybody that was here or has watched that stream can tell you that wasn't even discussed nor implied. In fact, quite the opposite.
I'm asking for a little decency here. Nobody should use videos of Spencer in order to prove some point about me, regardless how you feel about me. Videos of Spencer should be off limit. I've never done it to anybody else.
Yeah, I would never do that. Completely would not do that to her. No need to. I stick to reviewing people's own words, their own stories that they have told in the timeline that they've told them. I don't go real life. I have really firm boundaries on some shit. Now, there are people that will absolutely detail the exploitation of your son because you put it on a public platform. Just like people have reviewed BJ's son's TikTok, or not TikTok video, the tooth video. Some are okay with it because you put it up on a public platform. Some aren't. Everybody has different boundaries. But at the end of the day, you put them on a public platform and then you try to do shit like this to other people. It's bullshit. And that's where it's like, she's calling the cops on people for playing things that she brought to the internet. Yeah, no, Kim, I wouldn't. Right, no name. I get it. Like, you guys, I'm not upset at all. I completely understand what is going on. And I understand why people are being loyal as fuck to Granny about this too. And like standing firmly with, that she don't give a fuck. I don't expect them to. I'm not begging anybody to give a fuck about BJ being cost money. Selfishly, I wish that money that it was costing them would go to Granny with the damages. That Julie wouldn't have done this shit and cost all this money, and that BJ would have to pay this money back to Granny and Barbecue. That's my selfish wish on that. But I don't blame anybody for not giving a fuck at all. The courts are, but can you imagine if this is all that if we're not missing something, and there is nothing more here, hey, Linky, that there's not this aha piece of evidence of these threats and shit. Do you know what BJ is going to do? You know the victory lap that bitch is going to fucking take in everybody's faces. And you know what? If Julie wins this, she's not going to stop anybody that she's going to, because she baited this situation. She did fucking video after video after video directly addressing them while she's filing police reports and all this shit. Like, it is a mind fuck out here, you guys. But I don't blame Granny in the slightest for not giving a fuck. She shouldn't. That's human nature. I wouldn't either. In fact, I don't care about it costing them money or stress or anything. But I just can't agree with what Julie's doing. Or BJ. Yeah, Kim, whenever she knows that whenever she needs more help or whatever, that I will gladly do whatever I can anytime. I told her that. Oh yeah, Rhoda Rose, she's been looking for that. She has been looking for that. Yeah, I agree. It's a trial run. Yeah, these videos are all still up. She's proud of this shit. Me, myself, and I saw you say you'd be back. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the open conversation that people are willing to have too, because I didn't know about any of this shit. I tuned Julie out a long time ago. I don't sub up to her page. Julie thought we were friendly at one time. That's the most confusing shit to me ever. I didn't even know she's talked about me this much or mentioned me this recently. Like, it's so weird to me. But I ignored her. So when you guys brought attention to this and there was an actual court docket, I was like, wait, what? And here we are. I'm sorry, Aunt Maddie. A lot of people did, because she can, to some people, be very charismatic and charming and funny. There's so many different pieces to this, between what she's done to parents of a missing child, to other creators, to her own family. Like, but if you only watch a few of the shorts, like most of us do, and they're very cherry picked, what people show, most of us, what I'm understanding is we got our perception of Julie's humor by what other creators shared of Julie's. Not because most of you were watching our live streams, not because of anybody really knowing much about Julie, but because of certain shorts where she could be funny, like doing parodies of reality and shit. People enjoyed that sense of humor of hers. But then when you go look and put it all into, it's like, oh, that's not even remotely who she is. The more and more I look, the more and more she's becoming a polished BJ. She's the Lauren Matthias. She's more in line with the Lord. Think about that too. Holy shit. She is definitely more like Lauren Matthias with the RO shit. Yeah, Aunt Maddie. And I can understand why people do. I can completely understand why people do. Because if that's the version and you're not watching all of her live streams or understanding all of this or seeing what she does to parents of missing kids and seeing all that, like if you're not putting all of the pieces together, and I would have never fucking known she was doing this shit because I tuned her out fucking a long time ago. I can't fuck with her. Like, she's so foul and has been. I can be respectful to other people I like. Her, the best case for me is just to ignore and act like I can't see her. In fact, I think I've said that numerous times, that I just pretend I can't see her in chats. I have the great ability of tuning people out because I just don't give a fuck, because I'm never going to agree with this type of shit. This impacts people that have been put through hell in our court system, and I'll never give them that win. I'll never give them the justification of what this has done to people, false allegations in our courts or whatever. Takes the attention off the actual fucking cases that are hopefully going to be resolved soon. Linky, I hope you're doing well. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go for the night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. 3 hours and 45 minutes. So much better than 9. Still a long stream, but I think very informative. And to those of you that continue to send me stuff, I've seen subscribers in various chats asking why Clue and Cletus and Queen have distanced themselves from this. I am asking what I see people are constantly asking. I don't know. I couldn't answer for that. Me, myself, and I. Maybe just burnout from litigation talk? I have no idea. You would have to ask them. I love you too, baby. I will, for sure. In fact, well, I'll email you back and tell you what I'm thinking. Thank you, Akira. And thank you for going and pulling up those laws and stuff and giving us more insight to that. And everybody else in the chat who is Googling shit. We're learning together. It was just like we did with the RICO. For me, I think this is right back to that. And that's where, like, I buried my head down. There was a lot of people that were pissed about me covering that and detailing that because they said the same thing. I was helping Jess. Nothing I did in detailing this helped Jess. Jess helped Jess. Jess's attorney helped Jess. There's nothing I did that helped or hindered. I just covered what little like information was being said by the people involved in this, and then the claims that were there. Like, we did the same exact thing. And that's what I'm intending on doing here, and trying to keep this as much focused off of like an understanding that none of us are faulting Jess for feeling how she does. But this is so outside of her. And to me personally, I feel like this is a slap by Julie in the faces of the people who have been suffering at the hands of BJ. It's a slap to Granny and Clue and Cletus, in my opinion. Julie wanted to be a part of that shit. I love you too, baby. Yeah, I think a lot of us did, but I had walked away, and I'm disappointed that I gave her that. I'm disappointed that I let BJ become more of the focus for me, but it is what it is. We can only piece it together now as much as we can. So have a good night. She looked you up? Wait, what? Dina, hold on before I leave. Julie told you she looked you up? Did you ask her to? Hold the fuck up. Oh, I'm sure she's fucking figured out my family tree up one side, down the other. Knows my sister's been in prison. Knows my stepbrother's been in prison. This, that. I could care less. Like, this woman has been, this is her MO. Like, this is what she does. The video I'm going to show you tomorrow is fucking crazy. What? She just looked you up out of nowhere? For fucking what? Like, that's extensive. That's not just a simple Google search of knowing what organizations you donate to. Dina, that's not a simple Google search. I get that you might not care, but that's still such an invasion of privacy. For what? And for her to admit that to you, that's the thing. I can't. No. Do you recall when? Will you email me if you do? Recall when? I want to go find that. I am so sorry. Unfucking believable. Go in real life is just a thing that's normal to her. She just fucking... And Clue is the one that they accuse of all this shit. Here's fucking Julie. Fuck. Oh, I'm sure. She told me that I was going to meet her attorneys. What are you doing, AK? Hey, Miriam. Okay, thank you. Yeah, email me, please. I would love to know that. It's a fucking sick game. Same with BJ. Row to row. I feel like we have just, in Body's analogy with the Olympics, let's go with we've been doing the warm-up. And this is such a petty thing. Like, we should not be used to this type of bullshit at all. We should not be used to this. Those people said the same thing about me when I detailed the RICO. They said that I was doing it for money. They said I was hurting this person or that person. Like, I got so much pushback, and I just kept my head down and kept doing what I was doing. Same thing I'm going to do here. Because right now, there's just such a disconnect with what is really going on here, and we're missing something. And her going real life on subs now too. Yeah, that's crazy. She praised you. Well, that's wonderful and invasive. And according to her, that would be suable or actionable, I guess, in the court of law. She would find some way to make that actionable if somebody did that to her. Unfucking real. All right, I need to go before I fucking go through this computer. I have been the same way I was when I first started covering BJ. I've been incredibly kind. So, Julie, don't get used to my kindness because you're trying to play a dirty game that I don't play. Good night, everybody.